Huh? Are we on?
Are we live? Are we
Crap.
live?
What's that doing there? What's that doing there? Crap. Hey, everybody. Hey, this is Johnny Beane and John BL.
Hey.
Welcome,
How's
you guys.
everyone doing out there? It's Straturday night.
It is.
Looks like
It's
a shadow on my face.
9:25 p.m. out here.
And it's
Santa Cruz, California.
12:25 on the East Coast.
Man. 12:25 of
the 11th.
Of the 11th. So the next day. Sunday.
It is Sunday already. Yep.
So technically, this should be called Sunday Morning Live.
Is there any good? There's no good way to Sunday morning or
wait strutting around Sunday morning.
Oh God. Standing around.
Oh no. Standing around morning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Look at
What's going on, everyone? We got 30 watching right now. 20 thumbs up.
Wow. Out of the gate. Look at that.
Nice.
Welcome.
Sorry, we kept everyone waiting a little. This is like a Mancuda night. This is, we're starting a little late, but that's all right. We'll make it up on the other end.
It's all good. It's all good, everybody. Let's see. I guess I'll tell you guys who's in here.
Go for it.
You got Brett McCord is in here. Quentin James is in here. All right. You know what Hack does? When I was live, Guitar Hack?
Mm-hmm.
When I was live with him last week or the week before or whatever.
Yeah.
He said every time Quentin jumps into their room, they say Quentin.
Just Quentin?
Yeah, you yell it.
Okay.
Yeah. So on 3, okay?
All right.
We'll do this. All right. On 3. 1. Well, after 3. So on 4.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Quentin!
Quentin!
let's not blow the speakers there. Sorry if you're wearing headphones.
Oh, I am, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
For some reason, the audio using the SteamYard or whatever this is, it's not as loud as with Hangouts for me anyway.
Doesn't distort quickly, yeah. Like the digital artifacts.
With Hangouts, I could hear myself in my headphones. With this, I can't hear myself.
Really? Because whenever I was doing Hangouts, I had to set up 2 mixers here to get to hear myself. Because the mic goes kind of almost straight into the computer, so there's no sort of monitor. But I guess there's obviously ways around that and ways to do it, and that's the way I'm doing it now with a second mixer.
I just use one mixer, but
I could do it with one mixer. I have my old Mackie and just send it out through one of the auxiliary sends, but the auxiliary sends are dirty and they don't sound very good. So it's just easier to do it this way. I got a nice little what is it, like a 6-channel Behringer mixer for I think it was $29 a couple of years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's 1 XLR and then 3 stereo ins.
Wow.
So it's a cool little mixer. And
Behringer.
No, right off Amazon. Yep.
What, it's like plastic?
No, actually. Well, no, it does have it is mostly plastic, I guess, but the main panel is metal. But it's got plastic.
Easy to step on.
I'm telling you, they make quality. Behringer is an underrated company. They emulate, or they kind of, I don't know what you want to call. They rebuild a lot of the original designs of like a tube screamer or something like that. They take the actual circuits and they just make them as cheaply as possible. But when that company is like the highest on Amazon, they're selling probably a lot of that pro audio gear is all Behringer. I got like 3 or 4 Behringer stuff. They do it in numbers. They had lots of.
You got Behringer's round back.
I do. I got a Behringer patch bay, Behringer graphic equalizer, and Behringer mixer back there.
Wow. Yeah, let's look. How do we? Too bad we can't zoom in.
Just a mixer. My BBE. If anyone has anybody a BBE fan? It's a good
BBE.
Yeah, BBE. The Sonic Maximizer.
The BBE from Buck Rogers.
BBE.
BBE.
No, it was Twiggy, wasn't it?
Twiggy.
BD.
But he said what he said.
Yeah, he'd say BD. Oh God.
Was he made out of plastic?
Was he played by a chimp?
He was.
No,
the dog was.
The dog was played by a chimp.
The dog from Battlestar. I think we talked about this.
Yeah, I learned that from Dave.
The dog from Battlestar Galactica was played by a chimpanzee. Although the Twiggy or whatever his name is, he was an actual guy.
Yeah, a little person. Yeah,
he was a real little guy. Yeah,
probably the same one that did R2D2 or
no,
no, Kenny Baker.
No, this guy was smaller. This guy was smaller than Kenny Baker.
Vern Troyer, maybe.
He probably smaller than him
before his time. Yeah, he was a tiny guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rogers. That was a good show. I loved. I mean, geez, it was Battlestar Galactica and Buck Rogers were like and then Space 1999. Remember that one? That was like the British Battlestar Galactica.
I remember the name of that, but I mean, it was all just Star Wars, rip-offs, really.
Exactly.
What else?
What else?
No, I used to have not a mixer, but I had a preamp that we would use for gigs, 11, 12. Well, no, longer than that. 27 years ago, whatever it was. Because we would take our own PA to some of these gigs. There's one band I was in at one time. And I remember we couldn't crank the vocals loud enough. For if we had to play gigs, we'd have to take our own PA for the vocals at least. We couldn't get them loud enough, and so because I was playing the PV412,
right,
5150.
So was it a matter of a power amp? Did you have a loud enough power amp, or it was just, or the speakers weren't adequate?
I don't know.
I remember back in the day. That's when PAs were huge. I mean, you had a big PA would have a separate horn and a separate bass cabinet. In the late '80s when I first started. And
the speakers.
Yeah,
speakers. Yeah,
right.
The PA itself is just a.
Or if the PA itself is a mixer or a powered mixer or a mixer and a power amp.
Yeah.
But I remember the first band I ever played with, the guitarist's dad had a huge, like 18-inch speakers, PA system with a horn and like a low end cabinets, and that thing was. We were lucky to be able to play through that. That's it, and I learned a lot of how to mix and stuff like that just through that kind of stuff. He had a 4-track, he had a full 16-channel mixer and all that. So it's fun to experiment with all that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And hey, everybody, if you're brand new, make sure to subscribe to the channel. There should be a link somewhere around here.
That's right.
Actually, the link would be in the chat. There's a link in the chat, or the big red button that's on the front of the page.
Check out the podcast too. If you're there's a couple of different ways to get it. What is it, Spotify now? You uploaded some stuff to Spotify.
Yes. How do you spell that? Spot
TTIF.
There we go. There it is. Yeah. I uploaded
iTunes.
Actually, just today, just tonight. I uploaded the latest McRocklin show that we did. It's in podcast form, and nice. I don't know if it's on Spotify yet. I know it's on. I saw it on Stitcher, I think.
I'm not up on my audio, formats really.
No.
I do FM radio. That's about all the radio. When I'm listening to music in my car or even at home, I'll listen to something on, like a concert or something like that. But I don't have a streaming service myself.
No.
Or YouTube,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever
FM
works.
radio.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, that's old school, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a CD is old school to me, man.
Yeah.
You know. What was I going to say though? I was talking about a preamp or whatever. So we would take this. I ended up buying this. It might have been a Behringer actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Or I still have the Mackie that I have, the 1202, which is like the first really, it's like 1 foot by 1 foot, 12 channel mixer. I got that back in like 94, I think. I've had that forever. It's just a workhorse. I love it. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Sorry. That's the bad habit is.
Yeah. So anyway, I think it was a Behringer actually. I think it was. But yeah, we got that. Actually, the singer and we actually went to Guitar Center looking for something to boost her vocals, right? Mm-hmm. And we ended up getting. I think it was a Behringer. It was a tube preamp, and you would just plug your mic into the front. The mic goes in the front, and then it goes out to the mixer or PA or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So it seems like if you couldn't hear your singer, you'd probably just need either more power in the power amp or bigger speakers, I guess. But you put in a second stage, like so she's got the preamp, and then I guess it gives like a tighter tone or I don't want to say harsher tone, but
I mean we just used it to get louder.
Yeah.
So
that's one way to do it.
So we'd get louder. Yeah. It would boost it up enough, boost the volume up enough to where we could hear her,
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, long story short, I mean, I wish I can't find that preamp. I must have sold it because I can't find it because I'm wanting to use it for this. I'm wanting to actually put this into it and use it,
Yeah, that would.
But I can't find it. It's gone. It's like I lose stuff. I move and stuff goes away. I just found my SM57. The one I've had for 20 years. Oh, there it is. I was looking for that.
Yeah, you lent it over to me right here. There's your 57. There's your 57. And then I got the Shure. This is like the, I don't know, like the Tom Jones mic here. It's kind of like they make this in black and in champagne. So if you're like a lounge thing, this is kind of like a lounge thing. Or it's
champagne.
Champagne's the other color that they make this in.
What color is champagne? It's like clear.
It's like with a greenish tint, like almost like.
Oh
like
man.
This is SM52. Yeah, my eyes are so bad. I say that every week, but someday I'll get glasses. But yeah, it's like a, or they'll use it on TV news or something like that. That's what I used it for video stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my microphones from back in the day, including this one, they would have my stickers on them.
Mm-hmm.
My stickers from back in the day.
Johnny B.
All my gear, all my guitars, everything back in the day would have these stickers. So, anyway, I found the 57. I found it. It's got the sticker on it. Actually, it's like hanging out right over there, right up on the shelf there. But I ended up buying another one because I needed one.
You can never have too many 57s. That's one. I mean, they're cheap too. I mean, for $100, I mean, it's a perfect, really is a perfect microphone. You can. Mm-hmm. For guitar or for vocal, you can. A lot of people have used them for vocals. The president uses. That's what the White House uses is 2 57s. I shouldn't.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's what the new guys use them, but that's for at least 50 years. That's what they use. Is once they came out, that's what they were using. It's the 57s.
57s.
You go to the. I know that from the Wikipedia site. That's one of like their little taglines. For 50 years, the president of the United States has been using it for every address.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, public address systems.
Exactly.
Well, that's what a PA is. Public address.
That's right.
Or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I tried using a 57 for this. when I got one off eBay. Oh, excuse you.
Get that shadow on my nose. I'm trying to like get that. All I see is a big black. Looks like I got like half my nose in shadow.
Oh my gosh!
Now all I see is spots.
What's going on? Holy crap!
Right, leave it alone.
Yeah. But anyway, I tried using the 57 for this, but the volume, it wasn't loud enough. It was. You remember that video?
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
You got to push them harder. The 57s, you know.
Yeah. This one works great. This is actually a beta. This is one of those beta green 58s.
Yeah, that's what.
Shure Beta 58A.
I've got a.
That's what it says.
What's this one here? This is a 58, but it's a Bear Dynamic 58.
Oh, cool.
Bear Dynamic. No, I probably can't get the screen. Not that I need the screen, but okay. Almost on there. There we go. Oh. Can you hear that? It's like.
Yeah, for the podcast, that'll be really.
There we
good.
go. So.
Hey Janice. Oh yeah. I was shouting out who's here.
Yeah, let's finish.
Mad Dog is here. Says, "Hey nerds." Hey, who you calling a nerd, man?
Nerd is a good thing.
I guess we are nerds. I mean, why not? You know. Janice Lala says, "I have a Shure Beta 58A. Awesome. And Janice, thanks for posting the picture of. I sent Janice a guitar pick, cool. Johnny Bean guitar pick. Similar, well, actually, not this exact one, but because I've had many different ones over the years. But
yeah, I got to give you my address for that ticket stub, and maybe you can throw a pick in there too.
Holy crap, man! Yeah.
Yes,
I'll
give you that.
DM me your address, man.
I'll Discord it.
Okay. Oh, hang on.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, if anybody out there in video land or podcast land, you know, we're doing podcasts now. If you guys want a guitar pick, a Johnny Bean pick, just PayPal me like $1, and make sure you put your address in the description of that, and I'll send one out.
Nice.
So there you go.
And you can call in if anyone wants to call in. We've got the number in the description below.
I have to answer those.
Johnny's you leave a message for Johnny, and
oh, okay, yeah,
and he'll approve it and maybe play it on the air.
Let's see. Is it this? Let's try that one. Let's see if that's it. Actually, I have a whole sheet in front of me that has all the. There we go. There it is.
Renus, you can do that. Put that in the Discord. See that, Johnny?
No, I don't.
Should I share it? What the hell?
I don't.
Renus.
Oh, I want to pick?
No. Right above iCall or whatever it is.
Hey, Mickey?
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like up above your last post.
Oh. Go ahead and read it. I can't see it.
I'll take a picture with my girl naked, and we'll put 2 Johnny Bean pics over her boobs.
Oh, wow. God.
So that's why, yeah, put it in the Discord. Love to see
it. Tasteful. Probably shouldn't have read that.
No, we'll be all right.
Wow.
It's just
last night's video was great. Last Tuesdays, last Fridays, and last Straturday night's video have all been flagged.
Really?
All of them, yeah.
Yeah. You don't know why.
Well, I'm thinking language. I'm thinking language is what. Oh, that's why I can't. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, I see it.
Yeah, who's got wrenches out there? Someone use your discretion, and there is no wrenches out there except for 7 over 8. Me, you, and 7 over 8. Where is everyone?
Well,
I'll leave it alone.
Let's see. So yeah, so there's the number right there. Anyway, if you want to leave a message there or text, you can text that number. You can text. Well, now that you read that, I don't know, but you can text pictures to that number. If you want us to show something. Anyway, that's the number right there. 415-952-3263.
Yeah, keep it tasteful,
please.
So yeah.
What else? We got the stickers enabled now. Right there.
Super chat stickers, go for it. Yeah.
Super chat stickers. If you want to stand out in the chat, you can have what is it called? An animated GIF in your text, in your message right there. Feel free.
Love to see how that looks. Somebody put that in there.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Somebody did one, or a couple. I think last week we had a couple of them, and it was awesome. Nice. Yeah. How come I can't? Oh, I'm not in the real chat. I'm using the SteamYard chat. That's why.
Oh.
There we go. I can't see anything.
Who sees the SteamYard chat? Just you and me, right? At this point, or is it?
Can you see it?
I can see. Yeah, there's a private chat on the right of our screen, in SteamYard.
You can see the SteamYard chat through there.
But there's nothing. I have nothing. There's no content on it right now. This chat.
Oh, that's the private chat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just like you and me.
Right.
Like whoever's like on here.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Like, oh, that's what you see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I also have the other chat up here.
Okay, yeah, because for me, hey Jay, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Everybody, please welcome from I forget where he's from. Jay Hannon, everybody. There he is. Where are you from? South Carolina?
Planet Earth.
It's a Carolina, right?
Yeah, South Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay.
Hello, boys
Hey, man.
and
Good
girls.
evening.
If there's any watching.
Good evening.
No, there's none watching. They're not watching this. Wow.
Wow,
What,
bullpen.
what is that?
It's a blue moon.
Good
Oh,
stuff.
okay. I
Wheat.
remember.
I always like the white. What are they called? The white wheat, something like that.
White
Kinda.
wheat. I had no more
White
Modelo,
wheat.
so I had to go with the blue moon. And I'm all right now. All I have is Kraken rum, dark rum, black rum, and it's like it's heavy metal, and it's not for I don't want to drink that stuff tonight because I probably won't wake up tomorrow.
Ouch. It's cracking, man.
Yeah.
Is it like what's the Bacardi 151? That stuff
Bacardi. Ugh. I don't know how you drink that
What's
stuff.
isn't it 151 that's like the breathing fire basically?
Oh, I don't know. The Kraken is what, 93 or 94 proof. I know that, which is pretty good. But
Nice.
it's weird that now that we're talking about rum, I want rum now. I want beer. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Well,
Just hot. It's unusually hot here in Santa Cruz today.
What's the temp?
Actually, I should look. Actually, they'll probably say like 60 degrees or something.
I know it finally cooled off over here.
Let's see.
Had some heavy thunderstorms yesterday.
I wasn't kidding. It's 62.
What's the humidity though? What is the feels like?
How do you find that?
Well, are you on the weather app on the iPhone?
I'm on just the regular. Yeah.
Just to scroll. Go to the bottom and it'll say feels like, and then it'll have like the humidity above it.
Mine says 60 feels like 60. So it's like no humidity in the air, basically, I would imagine.
Yo. Well, Johnny, tell yours and then I'll tell you mine because this is weird.
Feels like 62.
What's the humidity? It's right above the feels like
82.
So that's pretty high humidity. Right now, it's 83 in Little River, South Carolina.
Wow.
It feels like 95.
Holy crap. Are you in air conditioning right now? Do you have air conditioning?
Yeah. They can't make houses in South Carolina with no air conditioning.
Yeah.
But the humidity is 89%. I mean, I walked the dogs like an hour and a half ago, probably almost 2 hours ago. And I was like, it felt like it was in like midday. I was sweating outside. I'm like, it's friggin' 10:30, man. And it's hot.
Wow.
Yep. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, man. But yeah, we went to the beach today. Actually, no, we didn't. We didn't really.
I thought you did. I saw pictures.
We were right above the beach. We were walking at a resort, and you can only get up to a cliff that has a little fence. But the view is amazing, man.
Oh,
it's like you go to that fence, you can see like literally for miles, like however far the beach goes, you know.
For miles and miles. What a great song that is too.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was great. It was great. It was super foggy, you know, the fog and everything, and
hazy or foggy.
I don't know. I think foggy.
Okay.
I think fog. Yeah.
Where was that, Johnny?
Oh no, John's stalking me.
Oh yeah, he's gonna zoom in right to you.
It's called
Pismo Beach.
Seabright. Well, no, actually, Pismo is actually Pismo's south, but
that's a real thing.
Yeah. Pismo is half an hour from me.
Wow, that's from Looney Tunes. Pismo Beach.
Yeah.
Took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Right? Down in Monterey. It's Pismo Beach, right? That's where they do all the golf.
I have no idea. Golf.
All the golf stuff. Eddie Van Halen and George Lopez were there like a year ago.
Oh.
Like golfing. Just half an hour from me. But yeah, where was I? Seabright? Look up Seabright State Beach. It was a resort or something. I don't know. It's on my Instagram, my Insta. Seacliff.
Seacliff.
Look up Seacliff.
Well, it's got a Seabright too. Seacliff. Cliffy.
Man, dog. Hotter than a nun's taint. That's friggin' funny, man.
Let's see if I can go down to the road.
Oh, that's Pebble Beach. Okay, that's Pebble Beach, not Pismo Beach.
Hey, there's Johnny standing right there. There's the gate. There's the fence that he can't go. Oh, there he is. Look.
Boardwalk.
Let me see if
boardwalk.
Here, let's do this.
Johnny's having some fun under the boardwalk. John BL zooming in.
Where's that?
That's what you say. Seacliff Beach in Santa Cruz.
Okay, I was above that. Like, turn around.
Turn around.
No, the other way.
You're up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably, yeah. I was up on like a cliff like that.
Well, let's go up.
Cliffs
there.
of Dover.
Cliffy.
Yeah. Oh, look at this.
Here.
Oh my
There's
God.
Johnny right there. There he is.
Look at him. What are your hands doing? What are you?
David Ennis. It was a little puppy.
David Ennis.
What?
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't
That's
exactly.
cool.
It wasn't exactly like that, but it was. I'll show you if you guys. Well, I'll pull up the picture here. Cliffs of Bend Over. Okay.
That was the working title. Eric Johnson's.
So this is basically what. Well, here, let me.
Oh man.
There we go. This I took this picture today. Right there.
Oh, it looks pretty similar.
So I was up
Nice.
high.
Mm-hmm.
Like look, these people are like.
Well, there's a big parking lot right here.
These people are like way down there.
What's in this parking lot?
See.
Yeah.
I mean, I was up. Let's find another.
Whoa.
Oh, here. Like this will show you exactly. Basically like this.
That's awesome looking, man.
It's like I'm in the bushes peeking. You know.
Yeah,
it looks like
he's a peeping Tom.
Let's see. How do I do this? There we go.
We're back.
I'll be right back.
Oh no.
What's up, Jay? How you doing?
Doing all right, man.
Do anything fun this week?
Posted a video on Instagram earlier today and lost followers, which is just it happens all the time, dude. I'll post something, lose followers, and then won't post something for like a week or two, and then start getting them back. And it's like, how does that work?
Yeah, why? What was it? Are you playing? Was it
yeah, it was a track. I was playing a solo that I wrote for one of our new songs, and I figured, this will get some guitar players, into it. And
why would you unfollow them just because they even if they didn't like the tune you're playing? I mean,
you know what it is? I think a lot of it is like I have 504 followers or something like that, and obviously not all of them are real. A lot of them are bots,
probably,
and or maybe just people following me, hoping that I'd follow them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they see me, maybe after a week or so, post something, they'll check and see that I didn't follow them back, and they're like, "Oh, screw this guy! I'm not following him now."
Right.
So,
yeah,
but it is strange how that works. But I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I don't post enough. The only social network I have is Facebook, so I don't really, post a couple times a week. That's about it. Nothing.
Well, you know what it is?
Sharing mostly.
I've gotten away from Facebook and Instagram, not Instagram. I'm sorry, Facebook and Twitter for the most part because of the just like all the politics. I can't stand it. Not saying I don't have beliefs or whatever or opinions about stuff, but I feel like I go on social media for like other stuff. You know what I mean? I don't go on for that. And I feel like Instagram is it's virtually just pictures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And videos.
That's
so. Yeah.
Well, that's what I like in Facebook. Like Michael Smith, he's always posting something funny. So.
Yeah, he posts something. But I've like unfollowed people, not unfriended because whatever. But I've actually unfollowed a booty load of people on Facebook that I'm friends with.
Right. Because
of just the constant stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, like, is that all you do is sit home and post politics? Like,
yeah,
enjoy.
Well, it's politics or their kids or their pets. Those are like or their food.
It's funny.
Those are like the big four right there.
Yeah, what's funny is before we had Ellie, I was like, man, all they do is post pictures of their goddamn kid, But now that I do it, it's like,
no, I mean, I understand. I mean, definitely, it's And a lot of people, a lot of your friend group on Facebook, on anybody's Facebook is your family, and your aunts and uncles and all of that. So that's the type of stuff they like to see. So
yeah, and then that is how they it's a way to keep connected with them and let them see, because some of my relatives are still up in Jersey. I have some in Maryland, Massachusetts.
Where in Mass,
Cape Cod. I think near Cape Cod.
That's where my sister lives. She lives on Cape.
Where else?
By the Kennedys in Hyannis.
I'm trying to think where else I have some family. Connecticut? Did I say Connecticut? Anyway, whatever it is, but it's a way for them to to see Ellie and see us and stuff.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, it's Facebook is just enough for me. I don't need any more than that at this point.
Well, I figure the less social media, it's I mean, think of I'm guilty of this. I'm not calling anybody out because I'm guilty as shit of this, but I mean, how much time do I waste? And I'm sure I'm not the only one in here that scrolling. Oh, I'm gonna go do something. Next thing you know, you're scrolling.
Oh yeah.
And
you
then
you have a couple of free seconds. You're waiting in line, and that's where my go-to is. Just what's the latest Facebook on the news feed.
Yeah, and it's almost like a drug. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's so strange.
Well, it's I guarantee you, it sends endorphins to your brain when you have that just opening your phone and going to the next message, whatever it may be. If it's a Facebook message, if it's an email, I think our we're starting to get accustomed. Our bodies are starting to get accustomed to that kind of immediate feedback and immediate, entertainment.
But I think it happened later on for us. Like we were a little bit older once this really kicked in, where it's not, we don't like rely on it.
Right.
Like I have to force myself sometimes to like post on Instagram and everything like that.
Well, if I went through high school or middle school and high school with something like Facebook, it would be a completely different experience.
Oh God, man.
And it's in this all the options
Shines
that
back,
kids have these days.
You guys know I could hear everything that you guys say.
That's why we didn't say anything bad.
Even when I'm gone. I saw that. Somebody said Johnny's gone. Start swearing.
I did drop an S-bomb. I did.
Oh.
I did.
Damn.
I did.
So what you're saying, if you were back in the old days, if you Twitter now?
No, I could just imagine if, growing up and having something like Facebook or Twitter and being in high school, being in middle school, like, Echo.
There'd be robots by now if we had all that stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
I just think of Kenny Dave. Can I play this over the on the show? Would that be cool? He sent me a video of him playing guitar. But real quick, I mean, I just remember being a kid and the only thing we stayed inside for basically was like video games, but for the most part we'd go outside and play.
Mm-hmm.
And like I still play video games to this day. I haven't as much over the past like year because I'm trying to get stuff done and play more guitar. But I feel like, man, if I'd never played video games, how much more I would,
that's one thing I'm thankful for. Growing up, it stopped at Atari. I never had Nintendo. We had computers and like Apple IIs and stuff like that, but the games were secondary to all that. So, I would always, go to my cousins or my neighbors, and I certainly played my share of Nintendo and all that, but I never had a system. To this day, I don't have any gaming system except for my computer, or my phone. And I'm thankful that, that I wasn't brought up on that so much, Well,
I love it. I love it so much.
I know if I bought an Xbox or something, it would because I was just watching a review of it was a Civil War first person shooter game. And it was just so immersive, and like these guys were playing with like the full VR goggles and everything. And I mean, I would be immediately. It would take all my. That's all I would do. So I avoid it. It's like a drug. I avoid it.
We'd never see you again.
No. So.
No, it's true. And Johnny, I was talking to you about this, about the whole like modern warfare and stuff like that, Call of Duty. Like if you're going to play those games like PvP against other people online, you can't just be like a casual, I'll play for 20 minutes here and 20 minutes. No, you have to basically like look at it as a job in order to be able to compete with these cats. It's crazy.
Yeah, you're on there. Yeah, because I told you, I used to play Modern Warfare, and I'd be sitting there, I mean, this was years ago, but I'd be sitting there like at 10 o'clock at night till like 10 to 2 or earlier than that. I'd have dinner.
And then you can't go to sleep after you've been playing
8.
for 5 hours.
I'd start at 8 or 7 or 8, and then you're there till like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
Yes. And you still want to play. The only reason you stop playing is because you have to go to bed.
And you're dreaming of it. You're still playing it in your mind, pretty much, trying to go to sleep at that hour, but after playing it for 6 hours.
Yo, back in what year was this? Probably 98 or 99. This game, you guys probably remember the game StarCraft, right? Remember that game?
Warcraft, StarCraft.
I know same company, yeah. Blizzard, right? I played that game probably like it was like 2 weeks straight, nonstop. I was just obsessed with this game, right?
That's like RPG, right? Role playing,
like a strategy. Like
I used to play Age of Empires. That was my kind of for a while.
Yeah. So anyway, man, the this one race, kind of like the human race. There was 3 races, I believe, in that game. And the one race, they had these missile turrets, right? And they would do like this beeping sound every time they would pick up a target. Dude, after like a week of playing that game straight, I would shower and I would hear those beeps while showering. I was like, "Oh my God, what is happening?"
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, that's when you know it's time to wean yourself off of it.
Yeah, for me though, the worst was playing some sort of driving simulator game, because you play that and you're crashing around and you're doing all that crazy stuff, and then you have to go and drive for real.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
It's weird.
What are you listening
Kenny
to?
Dave, man, listen to this. Hold on, let me start from the beginning. He said I can play it on the show. Oh. Yeah, man.
Nice.
Cool.
Kenny rips.
Right on, man.
That's good, dude. Very like effortless. It was just
fluid.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Fluid. Yep. Great playing, man.
Mm-hmm. Great tone too. Sounds very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jay, do you remember Steve Dave? He's Kenny Dave.
I don't know why.
You remember Steve Dave from Clerks and all the Kevin Smith movies?
Oh,
Steve Dave.
Okay. No, I think
I guess nobody remembers it. That just reminded me. Kenny Dave reminds me of Steve Dave.
I never saw Clerks.
Oh, man. I worked in a video store when Clerks came out, and it was so surreal because it was, very similar. A lot of all that stuff.
Is your wife the same way, Johnny? Like she hasn't seen a lot of those movies either? Or is she like, oh my God, Johnny, how have you not seen Clerks?
Yeah. No, she's seen all of them. Yeah.
So she doesn't like one day just show up with like, I don't want to say going to Blockbuster, but just with a stack of videos like
homework. Here's your homework.
Yeah. Lock the door. No show tonight. Tell Jay and Dave to stick it.
I wish we could do that. I wish we could play like a movie that Johnny hasn't seen for the first time and just comment. Do it like almost a Mystery Science Theater, but just talk about it.
We could do that in the Discord.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
We could actually do that, but I mean, it has to be private.
Yeah. Well, hey, set it up and schedule something like that and do a viewing. I just posted another reaction video in the Discord. A guy reacting to Eddie's Live Without a Net solo.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that a few nights ago.
They're so funny just watching these guys, who really probably are not exposed to this kind of music and actually enjoying it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a few of them, but
I think some of that stuff it's a little
embellished, a little
sure,
exaggerated.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Well, if he just sat there and was like, "Whoa, this is really good," nobody, I'd be like, "Okay, that guy's boring." But whoa,
that's what it is.
Whoa!
Yeah, like, he's still got the cigarette lit on his head.
Yeah. And he did a lap. He got up and did a lap around the coffee table.
Cigarette's still there.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it.
This one dude I was watching his reaction video, and it was either Damage Incorporated. No, I think it was Disposable Heroes actually from Metallica off of Master of Puppets, and he was like, "Yo, why don't they play this at the gym? Yo, if they played this at the gym, and he's going crazy. He's like, man. At one point, he stops and he's like, man, if they played this at the gym, he's just going crazy.
Yeah. There's nothing stopping you from playing it at the gym.
But he was just saying, like, over the gym speakers, they're playing this crap.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody's listening to their own stuff anyway, Yeah. I don't know. I think when you're at the gym or if you're working out, if you're running, it's got to be like some up tempo. Like, I don't know about the metal stuff. Maybe that would work too, but
yes, it does.
But I'm thinking like pop stuff is really what gets you going when you're running,
Well, then again, I'm a metal fan, so of course I'm going to say metal.
It's that Rocky Force type of stuff, the the synths
or disco. Disco.
Or disco, yeah. It's got a
Disco.
good beat.
You'd be working out to the same tempo because like most disco stuff was like pretty locked in to a certain tempo, you know. I used to I don't want to say run, but I used to jog, you know. And my favorite jogging CD, or I shouldn't say, but on my iPod was Fear Factory. The album was Demanufacture. And let me tell you something, man. You know, there'd be times when you're running, you're like, oh my God, I'm tired. I can't, you just rewind a track or something, and you're like, oh yeah, this ain't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a huge metal guy.
Is it like speed metal, thrash metal, or how?
No, it's very you ever heard Fear Factory before?
I mean, I couldn't pin down.
It's very like like syncopated, like kick drums, with the guitars doing just everything's locked in and very mechanical sounding, but just certain songs that they had back in the early days were just like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A good buddy of mine.
Yeah, I Have the Tiger.
Yeah, that's good stuff too. But a good buddy of mine, he's actually not like a metal fan, but he said when he goes to the gym, he says his playlist is like Metallica. He throws Van Halen on there. Obviously some of the Rocky soundtrack stuff, but like he wouldn't listen to Metallica or Van Halen on his own. It's his gym playlist,
Well, look at you go to any NHL arena or NBA arena, or maybe not NBA. NHL is what I should say. And between every time there's a stoppage, they're playing a rock song, AC/DC, Aerosmith, Van Halen. I guess for NBA, a lot of it might be hip hop as well. But
yeah, I don't think they're playing much rock or metal.
But in football too. I mean, they're playing between plays. They're playing rock.
Welcome to the jungle. Yeah. I know for the Bears, for instance, at Soldier Field, they have For Whom the Bell Tolls from Metallica before the kickoff. It's like,
yeah, every team has their
yes,
yeah. That's Van Halen, Unchained. I mean, you can hear that in any arena. It's just like, late in the fourth quarter, they're playing that through the PA. Or
I just wonder. I mean, because obviously, these bands, well, the songwriters, the publishing, they're getting money.
Oh, it's all ASCAP BMA. You have to
welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the Jungle is probably played during every single sports game, probably even the NBA.
It's arena rock, yeah.
It's and they must just get a killing off of that alone.
I mean, the royalties just from one play of that, it's gonna they're all making big bucks off that, I'm sure. But I think that's covered. Like a place like arena like that would probably have it. I think it's an ASCAP license or something that lets them play that, and they
definitely have.
But they do have to. Yeah. They do have to eventually pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to play that stuff anywhere.
Yeah,
they have to. It has to be licensed. Crowbar says workout to Weird Al. I saw on I've got a friend. Actually,
so weird. That just registered.
You're fat. You're fat.
I've got a friend.
Start running. You're fat.
I've got a friend. They live in San Francisco. I met them. They came down to Santa Cruz a few years ago. We met up and hung out a little bit. Actually, this friend of mine, he goes to the Cabo Wabo. He's actually played on stage at the Cabo Wabo before, down in Mexico. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is his. I don't know if they're married. His girlfriend, maybe they're married. I don't know. Anyway, she plays violin, and she played with Weird Al like last night.
Nice.
And she's playing with Weird Al. I want to say on Sunday night. Whenever he plays Sacramento, if that's tonight or tomorrow night, she's playing with him then as well.
Take some pictures. That's cool.
So yeah, she plays with like these huge bands. With like the huge bands come to town, if they need an orchestra on stage, she's a part of that, and so she's gotten to play with all these people on stage.
I guess that's what a friend of mine or one of my coworkers saw Queen over the last weekend, and I guess they pick a bass player from each city when they come through. That's what she said. I don't know if that's true, but I've seen
what she said.
Yeah. But there are. I mean, there are bands. Well,
That's what she
John
said.
Deacon doesn't play with them anymore, but she said that they take a bass player from each town that they go through.
Well, who's original in that band that's left?
Brian May and
Brian May and then
Roger Taylor. Roger Taylor, right? Drummer.
he's one of the Taylors.
I think he's a Taylor.
Jeff T has a good question. He says, "Is she the one who plays with Vi?"
I don't know.
Who?
Oh, Johnny.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
No. That's not her. No.
Nerd Halen.
Hey. Yeah, that is a nice shirt.
2 days in a row.
I should have worn mine.
Anybody that does recording or, you know, any of this musical crap, you know how it is. Sometimes I'm like, should I go shower and then go upstairs and work on stuff, or I'll just go upstairs and work on stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna shower today.
Am I going to leave the house today?
No.
I have to shower regardless if I'm leaving the house or not. It's got to the point these days where I don't, not that I don't wake up, but I feel better after a shower.
Of course.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nowadays, I physically feel better. Like if I wake up and I'm like, oh,
Yeah. If you're groggy, take a shower.
I'll jump in there and I can feel better.
You know, one of the reasons why today I didn't have to take a shower is because I bought anybody that like buys the container, like the coffee from the store, you know, not like going to Starbucks or something, but there's this coffee. It's called Chameleon Concentrated Coffee. Has anybody purchased that before?
No.
Well, it comes in these little glass jar, glass whatevers, and it's concentrated, right? Well, today I popped one open and I did half and half with the Starbucks chocolate something latte. That has caffeine in it as well, right?
Mhm.
Dude, I was shaking. I was like, holy crap, this is what is in this? Is there crack in this? Is there crack? I think there's crack in the coffee. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm awake. I don't need to do nothing.
Are you still feeling it?
No, this was like 11 a.m., you know? But man, it's stuff you're supposed to like mix it with water. Like, you know, because it's concentrated.
Oh, and
It's like 5 hour energy or something, you know?
Dude, I was like, whoa, you know?
Yeah, I can't do that. I you know, I can have a Starbucks iced tea. I know my caffeine limit, you know. If I have a Coke or something, I can't breathe. I hyperventilate for like hours and hours and hours. I'm like, it's
just from a Coke?
Yeah.
A Coke and a smile? Bill Cosby?
Oh, but yeah, I know my caffeine limit, and
I'm a 1 cup a day myself.
Not me.
That's it.
The doctor told me
I can have more than 1 cup, but if it's the cup of like what I know, you know, if I start to feel like I had there's this cafe that we were down, I was at past few weeks, posted a picture from there on Facebook, whatever that thing is. And I had a couple of their black teas, and after that, I'm like, that's way too strong. Like I felt it.
Oh, you know, you definitely know when you've had too much caffeine.
Yeah,
the legs shaking, the foot tapping. You're like, why can't I cannot sit still right now. It's nuts, man.
Yeah.
Cosby Pills and Hash, Krellbar says. It's a great band name.
People were calling him Pill Cosby.
Pill Cosby. He was probably calling himself Pill Cosby.
Oh my God. The stories are true.
Jello pudding pop.
Oh man.
Man.
Bill, what happened?
Oh man. Oh, it's hot. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you guys, I took Howie out to use the room. And hey, Steve Carmichael, if you're still in here, man, thank you again so much. Thank you. You see, I got the Howie's the thing that Steve Carmichael made. Anyway, I took Howie out, and it's really nice outside. It's really nice. It's hot in here.
Yeah,
it's hot in here, but outside oh man.
It's hot in here, but it's cold outside, and we like our chicken fried. That's a line from a local from a New Haven band.
New Haven.
What? Where?
Sorry, New Haven.
New Haven.
That's what I said.
You live there, and how come you don't just call it that?
Because
you should drive around, change all the signs.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sign when you get into town, you gotta take the Sharpie, right, Halen. I think in that video, isn't he writing backwards? Have you noticed how weird the guy writes in the very beginning of Live Without a Net?
It might be. Maybe
when it says New Halen and he scratches it out, it's like he's writing very weird.
Some people can write backwards. My mom can do that.
Yeah.
Like, how the hell? With her other hand, she can like write with her left hand backwards. It's like, are you a witch? Maybe it was her writing on the sign or something. I don't know.
Yeah. What were you saying though? New Halen?
No, a band from New Haven. He said it's hot in here, but it's cold outside. That was one of their lines. It's hot in here, but it's cold outside, and we like our chicken fried. I couldn't tell you the name of the band, but
there was a line Sammy says during the Japanese 0812 show. And
it's hot in here.
It may be cold outside, but it's hot in here. And they go into summer.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure he had a couple of go-to lines for that intro to that song.
We have a guitar question, boys. Hold everything. Fear My 3-inch, great name by the way.
I've been holding
it. He asks, is that an Ibanez amp on top of your 6505? It is.
First of all, good eye.
It is.
That is yeah.
It is, man. And I'll be honest with you, if you run that thing, I would never use it going directly into like a guitar cabinet. But I've run that, and there was a band I recorded back in like 2009 or something. They used those heads, and I was like, you're not using that. I have, real amps. Like, why would you use that? And I've told this before, but I'll try to make it quick. Anyway, they were like, come on, let's just try it. So I was like, all right, if we're going to use it, I'm going to run it through a power amp. So I ran it through my my Simulclass 290 Mesa Boogie power amp. And with the Seymour Duncan Invader? Is that the one with the big magnet or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one. He had an Invader in his Ibanez RG. And I was like, you know what? I was like, it sounds pretty damn cool. Like, it was very unique sounding. And just whatever it did, that pickup with that amp going through,
What are the specs on that amp? What's it kind of geared towards? Is it an EVH type of head, or?
It's not good.
No.
It should.
I know Ibanez isn't really certainly not an amp head maker.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story about it. After they left, I was like, man, I got to get one of these, just for the hell of it, just to have it, right? So I called up my Ibanez rep at the time, and I was like, dude, how much for one of these? He thought I was pulling his chain on the phone. He's like, what? Why would you want one of those? And I was like, and I explained the whole story to him, and he was like, all right. Yeah, it's a tone blaster.
Does it have what does it is it a tube amp? Is it a solid state? Does it have effects built in?
No.
How many watts is it?
I don't even, dude. Hold on a second. I'll tell you the.
Just curious, No, while we're talking about it,
I think it's funny. Hold on. It is a TBX 150H tone blaster.
So it must be 150 watts. H must be for
2 channels. It's got an X mode button. I'm assuming that really gets the party started. But I'm telling you, like on the recording, like nobody could believe that it wasn't like a, you know, for lack of a better word, a real amp.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Guitar Guru, good to see you, man. Guitar Guru Network, everybody.
Hey.
I mean, I definitely had to EQ. You know, there were some frequencies in there that were like, you know, so I did, you know, some cuts, some thin, you know,
filtering.
Yeah.
I think just about every amp has its own qualities that are, you know, that you can tease out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, different mic placement. Like I said, the pickups. Like when I plugged my guitar into that thing, it didn't sound as unique and as cool as it did with the Invaders. So.
But wait, and so you got one.
Mm-hmm.
You got one, and then did you get? I mean, didn't you have to get like the same guitar and pickup and everything too?
No, I didn't. No.
So when you played through
it, I did record that band 2 times after that, and we just used my amp instead of theirs. So
and it was as good.
Oh yeah, it was the same. I almost said same piece of crap, but no, yeah, it worked right. It worked good, man. So if you have an Invader pickup in your guitar, and you have a power amp, get that friggin' thing. Get it.
Yeah, well, your power amp was doing a lot of the work. Was it Mesa Boogie?
It just adds that, you know, tube saturation.
The tube sound,
yeah.
So you're using the head as just a preamp, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Wow, thank you, Donnie.
Hey, man.
Huh? A Buddy Guy signature guitar?
No, that's Dave's closet.
I don't. No, I don't know. I don't know what's back there. But man, you got the David Ennis Wolfgang, dude. I've been playing that guitar so much. I don't know if I've said this on the air. I was telling John Bale before we went on. I've been playing that guitar so much, my arms are sore. Like I'm actually like hurting from playing the guitar.
You got blisters on my fingers.
Because I was telling, I don't know if we were live when I was saying this, but I don't actually practice. Like when I play the guitar, I'm actually writing or I'm recording something. I don't sit here and just do scale. I don't sit there and do scales or whatever. I've been sitting there on that couch right there for hours, playing that guitar, playing scales, playing just up and down the neck, just nonstop for like hours. The guitar is amazing. David Ennis, thank you again so much. But now both my arms are killing me though.
Is it because the whole like the posture thing when you're playing?
No, I don't think it's posture. I don't think it's posture. It's the tone couch. That's right. It's just from just. I normally don't grab a guitar and just go like just nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but also not just that. I've been doing a lot of just like playing, just you know. I don't know.
So that couch is for playing and slaying.
Well, that says something about the EVH there. I mean, that's it.
Oh, it's awesome.
To be able to do that for hours, that's great. You know,
it's awesome.
We're laughing at the comment, John.
Yeah, I know. Guitar Guru. Yeah. It's a Wolfgang special made in Mexico. Was a gift from David Ennis, and yeah, I've just been playing just nonstop on that thing, and
so that guitar has whatever it is that guitar players know about. That has it.
It definitely has something. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's Plus, I mean, I didn't have a guitar like this. You know, I had my PV Wolfgang, which I had to get rid of, which Michael Smith now has. You know, but as far as like an EVH 2 pickup Floyd Rose guitar, I didn't have one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's making me play, all that stuff that I normally,
you have a hardtail,
really
right?
haven't been playing. I've got a hardtail, but it's not the same thing. A hardtail isn't the same as the Floyd.
No, of course
it plays.
not, no.
It feels totally different.
Yeah, Mojo. Pray for Mojo.
Well, he's got the metal part right. Laverne 595.
Yeah,
the guy in the middle. The guy.
we should turn our names back on. We turned those names off.
Oh yeah, because
you couldn't see Jay's guitar in the back. Remember?
Yeah, it's better with that. You don't need them.
Johnny, get the names off. Can't see my guitar, bro.
Yeah, it's just, hey, that guy right there. Instead of what was your name? I forget what your name was.
I don't even know.
I think it was something
I saw
weird.
something about Pen 15. There's like a new show out that I just caught a little glimpse of it, but it said Pen 15 at the end of the trailer.
Uh-huh.
Somebody stole it.
I gotta find that. It was on Hulu.
You kidding me?
I gotta find that because I noticed it for like 2 seconds. It said Pen 15. Now I gotta look for it.
Uh-huh. David Ennis, thank you, man. Dude. Yeah.
The dog paw. Yeah, big Kiesel fan. It's funny.
I'm gonna have to find out what that was because I
just type it in.
It definitely, yeah. No, I've seen Bohemian Rhapsody. That's the only ad that's playing now. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Pen 15 on Hulu. Or, yeah, it's a show on Hulu.
It's a show?
Yep. It's like this comedy series depicts middle school as it really happened. Comics Maya, blah, 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 and Annie, someone played versions of themselves as teenage outcasts in the year 2000.
In the year 2000.
First episode, February 8th, 2019. So, yeah, it's called Pen 15.
Oh, man.
See it?
Because that was a thing in school. It's like you'd walk up to somebody and you'd be like, hey, do you want to join the Pen 15 club? I'm like, all right. So you grab their hand and you write Pen 15 on their hand. So now they walk around with penis on their hand.
Right. Well,
that's what it was from.
That sounds crazy.
I'll have to check that out.
Wow. Guitar Guru says, hey guys, have a feeling there's another EVH pedal coming from MXR, but can't imagine what it might be. Any thoughts on
well, what do they have now?
I was gonna say you've got the Phase 90.
They got the Phase 90.
The chorus.
Yep. The wah.
The flange. The wah, the distortion.
They got like
the delays, right? Is there a MXR delay? Did he ever use an MXR delay?
An EVH.
Oh well, what were we saying? EVH or yeah, okay.
An EVH.
But doesn't MXR make the EVH? Some of their pedals? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All of them.
That's fine. MXR EVH.
But there's no delay.
Okay. But he didn't use it. He used the what did he use for delay? The Roland or the?
He used the way back in the day. He used the
tape echo, right?
The Univox. He used to use 2 Univox echoes. That's what he would use for the End of Eruption live.
And the Eventide is the Eventide. That's not really a delay. That's the harmonizer does.
It's a harmonizer, but I think you can tweak it. And you can
It's got all that built in. Yeah.
You can get certain sounds out of it.
Well, what other MXR effects did he use?
I got to get one of those chorus pedals, man. The EVH chorus. I got to get one of those. So wait. So they've got they've got the phaser, the flanger, the overdrive, and the wah.
In the chorus.
And the chorus.
And yeah, the overdrive. Yeah.
Okay. I could see them doing a chorus. You know,
they already have a chorus, right?
I'm reading
I could see him doing a "Lick My Love Pump." Yeah, Rena Sprinkle said the MXR Love Pump. There it is.
I was gonna say delay.
EVH Dutch rudder.
I could see them doing a delay.
Yeah, I would think that'd be the next step.
Guitar Guru, I just had a birthday. It was June Pen 15.
Somebody if any of you in the chat I don't know if I'm probably in the majority here. My wife has a calendar, on the side of the refrigerator, and everything is on there. She goes on as soon as she gets, whatever. She goes on the calendar and writes it in, which is smart, smart thing to do. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go on her calendar, and the 15th of every month, I'm going to write pen before the 15th. And I'm going to see if she notices.
I'm sure she will, yeah.
Oh, that's an idea. Kenny Dave. That's actually Guitar Guru. Yeah. Thank you, man. I could see them doing, I could see EVH doing an octave. Were there any brown ones?
What?
Are those M&Ms?
Yep. I ate the brown ones. God damn it.
I could see them doing an octave pedal, EVH, because Eddie used an octave. He used a Boss octave for quite a while back in the day. Like 20 years, 30 years ago.
Is there an official EVH delay?
No.
There isn't. Yeah, I didn't think so.
There isn't. I could see them doing that, though.
I would think that'd be the next
it's got to be. It's like the obvious one.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it wasn't like something that he actually used, Hey, Showman. Good to see you, man. Yeah.
Somebody said something about going up to 11 and going up to 11. The Spinal Tap, ours go up to 11. I read an article this week about going up to 11. There's a whole history behind. Spinal Tap wasn't the first to go up to 11.
Who was?
Well, I got to pull up the article now because I'm thinking about it.
We'll close the Brazzers browser.
So when did people start turning things up to 11? Spinal Tap was released in 84.
It was released in 84, but it was filmed in like 82.
Yeah.
That movie.
Well, this guy's they said it starts with 110%, so that's kind of like the precursor to going to 11. But it turns out this is Michael Smith's territory right here. There was a steam engine that went to 11. As to why, it's not explained anywhere. Perhaps because the designers chose to use a 1 instead of a 0. But then the next thing that went to 11. Next up, we moved to music in Les Paul in the 1970s. Les Paul had a hand in creating what would be dubbed the ultimate Gibson Les Paul guitar, Les Paul recording model. And apparently that went up to 11. And that was in the early 70s. So that's just something I learned online this week. But the idea of going to 11 is not Spinal Tap's idea.
Renus Pinkle says the Boss Harmonist owns the MXR EVH chorus. Can I comment on this real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I've never played the EVH chorus, but I've watched like videos on it, and it seems like the EVH MXR chorus is pretty much like Eddie's, like the stuff he like, the settings he would use on it. It's pretty much locked in.
It's not very as versatile.
It's not as versatile
as a full chorus.
But if you're looking for like, if you're looking for the, then that's what you want to go with. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if you want to use it for, if you want more out of it, out of a chorus pedal, then obviously you look elsewhere.
Thank you, Krellbar.
Yeah, Rena. Yeah, the EVH MXR chorus is a one-trick pony, but I mean, a lot of people might just want the Eddie Van Halen chorus sound. So,
well, I saw a video of a guy doing a review. What was it? Premier Guitar, or one of those, and it was one of the very first videos with that pedal, and he turned it all the way up, and he was playing with it, and it was just the weirdest sounds. And for me, that's why I want it, is for those sounds.
I thought you had one. You don't have one, Johnny? I thought you did have one.
You just said he didn't.
No, I've never had one. No. But yeah, I would use it for those sounds.
Just I love how it's like an ongoing thing with like Rob's mic, man. It's so funny. Well, then he bought that little like old school like CBS FM little like desk mic, Yeah. It's like
yeah, well, because there were so many times where his audio was just bad, and we would tell him all the time, "You got to fix this," and I hate to say it, but that's when you're on the internet and there's something a few too many times, you become becomes a part of you, or people know you for that. So now it's Rob and his microphone.
Yeah. But at least with me, I do bust his ball sometimes, and he's a good sport with me. But he probably knows I'm just just goofing with him.
Did you see that? I guess he was in the newspaper, like wherever he lives.
Not a police blotter, right?
No. Well, I think he was in the paper. It was, look on his page, you'll see it. Somebody posted on his page. Apparently, like he was leaving his house one day, and he just happened to look over and he saw a guy and a cop, like a guy jumped a cop or something, and Rob sprung into action and helped capture the guy.
Really? Wow!
And apparently, it was mentioned in their local paper. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Well, he lives like an hour away from me. I wonder if it was on the news or anything.
It was in whatever that was.
Speaking of something like that, a few years back, my brother, he was recognized at the police station or something for. I'll give you the quick story, right? My brother literally saved a kid's life at the beach, right? My brother was like kite surfing or something, and some kid was like, I don't know if he was drowned, like whatever the hell the story was, but basically my brother went in and saved this kid, and a cop got there literally kind of like after the fact, and kind of like helped at the end.
Took all the credit. And my brother, it was almost like they switched spots. Like after all was said and done, basically they're like, my brother was the one that showed up late, and it was just like, and my brother was like, dude, the only recognition I need is saving the kid. Like, I don't care. Yeah. I mean,
somebody else, like, that's not why I did it. I don't care if everybody knows that I did it. I know I did it. And the kid knew he did it, and the parents knew that he did it. And it was just weird,
Yeah. Everybody, all the important people know that he did it. That's what it comes down
and
to.
even the cop knew that he did it, and he still took the credit for it. He got some medal or something at this.
Oh my God.
Oh God. And I was pissed. I'm like, dude, you saved the kid. He's like, I don't care. I saved him. I don't care. You know.
Wow. Man, this chat is flying.
It's cruising, yeah.
Holy.
Yeah.
It's 78 watching, 32 thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up.
Wow. Yeah, and subscribe.
Subscribe
to the channel, you guys. Where are we? Where's my hopefully I'm still here.
The cop that got jumped got a medal.
Yeah, there we go. Subscribe to the channel, you guys, if you guys are digging this stuff. Lots of different stuff here. But yeah, we talk about guitars and
occasionally,
just, well, on Saturday nights, we talk about, whatever. We like hanging out.
Anything.
Yeah, this is like the loose hangout BS. And if anybody wants to talk about some gear, maybe.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I saw this, the Guitar Guru. Your original PV-50 needs tubes. James Brown is a friend and lives pretty close. Have him mod it too, or just retube it. Wow. I'd take it over there and just see what he thinks.
I would think if you retube, just retube it, and it's gonna sound a hell of a lot better if they're worn out.
Yeah, I got to get mine retubed as well.
Not that I'm a tube amp guy myself, but I mean I know.
Do you have to get it biased if you retube a 5150?
I don't think you do. Joe Wentz said he retubed it himself, and there was no.
Okay.
He didn't have to. Although I don't know, because when I took mine to a the last time I got my 5150 retubed, or just with new tubes, was, this is embarrassing, was 19 years ago. And I remember when I took it to man, talk about having sore arms. This is about in the year 2000.
In the year 2000. Remember when that was a thing?
Takes his amp to get retubed.
Yeah, there was a guitar store in Berkeley, California, right across from where Guitar Center used to be. If you guys know Berkeley, California, if you knew where Guitar Center was, on Adeline and Alcatraz in Berkeley, there was this really cool guitar shop right there. And I didn't have a car, and so I had to take my amp, just the head, on BART. If you guys know the BART system out here in the Bay Area.
The Bart Simpson?
Yeah. I had to imagine taking an amp head on a subway monorail system.
Bay Area Rural Transit.
Bay Area Rapid Transit.
Rapid Transit.
And then having to carry an amp head, like several well, how far was it? It was a ways. It was a ways. And I'm carrying the 5150 head in just like this horrible part of town, down these streets of it was Berkeley, it was almost Oakland, and I had to keep putting the thing down because my arms are just hurting. And then finally I get to the place, and then I'm thinking they biased it as well. No,
we'll carry it all the way back.
Yeah, but that was the last time I had the thing retubed, or the only time. That's the only time that because when I took it there, I got the amp used at Guitar Center in 1995.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it's a first generation one.
The block letter
on the front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so when I took it to the store, when I carried it all the way over there, I saw the guy open it up, and it had the tubes that said PV on them in the old school. What do you call it? The old logo, the old PV logo. Because on the amp, it was the at the time it was the newer PV logo, right? But yeah, that was the only time I ever had it retubed, and that was 19 years ago. And I'm thinking he told me they had to bias it as well.
What does that entail to bias an amp? I don't know what. I mean, I know I've heard of that's what you got to do if you're going to change out all the tubes. If you're going to totally refurbish it, you really want to bias it, but I don't really know what that means.
It's basically it's a tune-up.
Yeah.
But anyway, Joe Wentz did his, and he said he didn't have to bias it. He just took it apart and put new things in. And
well, I retubed my Java update available. Remind me later.
Coffee.
Yeah, Java.
Another cup of coffee. Need a Java update, Jay?
So yeah, when I retubed my Simulclass 290, I read online and I talked to the guy from Messin. He's like, "No, those power amps, you don't have to do that." I was like, "Well, that's awesome," because I don't think that's cheap.
No,
done.
No, it wasn't cheap. And there's a store around here.
Unless he rips you off. Unless he's like, "Oh yeah, that's the ticket. You gotta rebias this thing."
I'm thinking he did now, but that store's been long gone.
Maybe that's why.
Long, yeah. Once they charged me for that, they closed up shop and left. But that's where I used to get my vintage MXR flangers from there. That one store, I would go in there, and I probably got 2 of them from them.
It sounds like biasing is kind of just calibrating it. A bias is an inclination of one sort or another. For example, lift up one end of a long board in an amplifier. A bias is a steady current or a steady voltage that says in the circuit.
Sean comment that kind of like cuts the fat off.
Yeah.
He says adjusting the bias of the voltage and amps to make them match on the push the push pull amp.
Yeah, so I mean it's calibrating to some degree.
Yeah.
The tubes to the amp.
Are you reading that?
I chose the word calibrating.
No. Renus Pinkle. Johnny, put that comment up. If that really happened, holy crap.
The amps one?
Yeah.
$800 for a pallet. PV, yeah, the PV auction. I wish I lived out in, was it Mississippi?
Why wouldn't they just call all their reps or not all their artists and be like, "Hey, we'll give you a 5505 for 100 or 6505 for $100. Do you want it?"
Why can't I find an auction like that? One of those clearance sales like that.
He says, Renus Pinkle says there were customer return amps from retailers. Who the hell's returning that amp? That amp is awesome.
Broken ones?
Well, if they were broken, but still.
Well, Krellbar says they were filled with the rat's nests.
Oh.
Well, it's still a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really a pallet. A pallet's going to be what?
Blank pallet.
Yeah, where's blank pallet?
50 amps? I mean, anyway.
So wait, I thought PV was just closing down the guitar section.
Yeah, I mean, their amps are in every guitar shop in the world. You can walk into any of them, they have PV.
I don't know. It sounded like the guitar thing was going down, but now it sounded like everything.
Oh,
like the whole company's going down.
That's not
somebody sent me an auction thing or something. I saw it. Somebody sent me something somewhere. I got so many things everywhere, but I actually saw the thing, and it said something about an auction or
PV to auction off $12 million worth of unsold guitars, amps, and pro audio equipment. This is from July 30th.
2006.
No, 19.
Oh, we're getting some comments rolling in saying from Krellbar, Renus Pinkle, Sean Zimmerman, it's just the U.S. production is shutting down, moving to China.
PV still produces guitars and amps in the USA, including HP2 range of electric guitars, as well as Buddha amps. And PV assures that this auction of material and equipment will not have any impact on its USA manufacturing. So, who knows?
Well, it's funny. Like 3 or 4 people commented at the same time, saying that U.S. production is closing.
Well, that was 15 days ago, or what, 10 days ago. As we closed or consolidated a number of manufacturing locations, the excess of items all ended up in our 300,000 square foot warehouse facility. We found the entire facility filled with baskets and pallets of parts no longer. Oh, this makes me sick. wood from old guitars, necks and bodies that never made it into completed guitars.
Oh yeah, we see that stuff.
Oh my god!
There's a guy on Facebook that's teasing all that stuff, and I see those posts every day. Things of bodies and necks, and I think David Allen Wright is getting a bunch of that stuff.
Yeah, I think he is too.
That's quality. I mean, geez, that stuff's worth. It's still worth some good money. I mean, for just a PV neck, I mean, it's $50. I mean, I'd pay $50 for a PV neck.
I think it's more than that.
More than that. I mean, that's on bargain basement prices. But hey,
I think they wanted like $200 a body or something.
Yeah, well,
and the bodies, they're old, and so a lot of them they're like unfinished, and like they've been sitting like in a warehouse for like 20 years or 30, however long it's been since the original.
Is Dr. Jimmy hacked?
Why?
Because there's a couple comments now that he's made that he usually doesn't, unless he's had a few.
Yeah, right. You hungry, Dr. Jimmy?
Scarlet Poopernell says, my first amp was a Gorilla amp.
My first amp was a Crate.
Mine too. Yep.
And I still have it. It's over there in the corner. The G something 10 or whatever it was. And then my second amp after that was a PV Stereo Chorus 212.
My first
which was great.
Realistic stereo plugged into the back of it.
Oh man.
Okay, Dr. Jimmy, if it's really you, what do you do for a living?
Just the end of the workday.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, in the chat. What was your first amplifier?
My first real amp was a PV, like a 1x8, 15 watt. I loved that thing. And then I eventually took the electronics out of it and put it in like a little cabinet and used it as like a preamp. And it was, for years I used that thing just as almost like a distortion boost. I love that.
Wait, your first real amp was an 8-inch speaker?
Well, it wasn't a real amp. My first amp, like I said before that, I used my realistic stereo. Like I plugged into the back of my stereo, and then I had a little
realistic stereo from Radio Shack.
Yeah.
I think you meant this.
And then I had like a little one that's super tiny, like when the Marshall had like the little like the littlest thing. Mm-hmm. EVH has them too. I mean, the little.
I've got
but this was like like a $20 one. That was my second real amp, and then I had like
the belt buckle.
An actual amp was a PV.
The Texas belt buckle.
Yeah, exactly.
Venus Pinkle is all digital now. He still has his 5153, but hasn't used it in like 6 months. Dude, I'm the same way, man. Got my Yamaha here, and it's only if I have to reamp guitars and record them or something is what I'm using.
Well, I showed it last week. I'm all direct, just pedal board and direct into an amp, into a mixer or whatever.
Behringer.
Rick Behringer.
Pile driver.
Yeah.
Rock and roll hoochie coo.
Rock and roll hoochie coo. Pile driver. When he had Coco Beware singing it.
Coco Beware. Who's the bird's name?
Oh my God. Someone's going to beat me to it.
I know Damien was the snake. Damien was the snake, and the bird was What was it?
Beware and oh my god,
man!
I'll be right back though. I don't know what that is.
I saw him at Boston Garden.
Did he have the big shades on?
Yep.
He was good, man. I like
do you remember the Leaping Lanny Poffo?
Yep. Yeah, that was.
He would throw frisbees into the audience.
That was Macho Man's brother in real life.
Yes.
Yep.
The poet Lanny Poffo
Frankie was the bird.
Frankie, that's it. You're
right.
Crowbar,
I like you.
Venus got it too. Yeah, Frankie.
Anybody that talks about wrestling or likes old school wrestling, I love it, man.
Man, I went through a phase when what was it? Titan Sports started putting out the videos on DVD. I bought a couple of those. Like they had the whole, like the Intercontinental, all the different belts, the Tag Team Championship box set, the Intercontinental box set with, Macho Man, and before that was like Fabulous Morocco or Dom Morocco, and like the cage matches and all. They had just the whole history of each belt from. Like the Intercontinental is the one I remember. Bruno Sammartino, and I love the old. Wrestling has been around. Since the beginning of TV. It was really like one of the first things that they would put on every local station from Philadelphia to Boston and all that. In fact, it was Vince McMahon's father who started it all. But it would be like that's what you'd watch on Saturday night on the 4 channels you have. That's what they'd play. The local TV station would play, something from the Boston Garden. And it kind of was one of the first obviously the first spectator sport that was on TV, on a regular basis. Yeah,
somebody who I missed it. Crap. Renus Pinkle says, remember Slick. The Slickster, yeah, man. I don't do nothing but
yes. He wore the suit, right?
Yep, the manager.
Yeah. Those are the managers were the best, yeah. Yep. Lou Albano and Jimmy Hart, Bobby the Brain, yep. Who was the Mr. Fuji?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Classy Freddie Blassie.
I remember all that, yeah.
Basically, a lot of those guys were brought in, and it's still kind of done now with what's his name, who manages the Brock Lesnar.
I haven't followed it in literally 30 years. I
can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head right now, but a lot of those guys are brought in for guys that aren't great on the mic, so they'll talk for them to kind of help them out. Not everybody was hopeful.
Oh yeah, and a lot of them aren't English speaking. Like Andre the Giant. He was a French with a heavy accent. That was. Or who's
Paul Heyman? Renus Pinkle, thank you, Paul Heyman. Yeah, because whenever you hear Brock Lesnar on the microphone, you're like, oh god. Yeah, you look intimidating, but you sound like a wuss. But wrestling is still cool.
I love watching the old, going back, like when WrestleMania 3 came back out, and I think that was one of the matches, the Macho Man and who did he wrestle in Tito Santana, was it? And,
no,
that was considered
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Ricky the Dragon. That was considered like the greatest match of all time.
WrestleMania 3, I think, right?
WrestleMania 3 at the Pontiac Silverdome, 93,900 and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Just the fact that the way they hyped, and that was the time that I was into wrestling, in 1987, I think it was. And the way, Mean Gene hyped it all up. There's 17 miles of electrical cable. There's 93,000 fans. There's
plus, brother.
Yeah, and it's just all the technical specs that we've got 35 cameras and
the big
and all
screen.
That.
The people at the top can't even say. They need to set up the screen for them to see it. All that stuff, man.
They really, the way they sold it was just amazing. And it was. At that time, it was the biggest thing in the world.
Yep.
It's
funny. We talk about wrestling, and me and my father, we still talk about old school wrestling to this day too. He texted me something tonight, and this is what I responded to him with.
Man, Hulk Hogan. I don't know. The energy that guy had on camera was just amazing. You know, he made the WWF at the time, you know, and WWE as well. You know, he made them what they were.
Yeah, he was bigger than the sport. Or you know what I mean? Not sport, but he was bigger than the WWF.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, when you watch his old matches, I mean, like the wrestling,
even before he was huge, you know, when he defeated the Iron Sheik for the title, you know, the leg drop, leg drop. It's not even really a wrestling move. It's just, you know, it's a stupid move. And he wasn't even a great wrestler. He was just a great showman.
Great, and that's the thing. It's like, and you talk to. Now I'm getting pumped talking about.
He wasn't going to give a pile driver to anybody. He wasn't going to do a suplex.
But the cool thing about it was like, and other guys will talk about his wrestling, and they say it wasn't his wrestling, but he could carry a match. He knew timing and what to do at certain points.
You see his interview about the WrestleMania 3 match with Andre the Giant, like before that match, when he was talking about, you know, I didn't know if Andre was actually going to throw that match. You know, he was like, there was times during that match when he didn't really know if Andre was going to play along.
Mm-hmm.
And then also lifting the 500-pound Andre the Giant, you know, pretty much over his head.
Yeah. That's still impressive. I mean, looking back,
it's impressive. Yeah.
Everyone that's like, wrestling's fake. Yeah, we get it. It's all scripted and staged as far as like that type of stuff. But I mean, some of the stuff those guys do.
Oh, they put their bodies through hell.
Yeah.
And then you get into like the who's it? Mankind. What was that guy's name? Mick Foley and that kind of stuff. The extreme wrestling.
Well, when you watch that old school wrestling, like when you talk about the Macho Man, like and you know that type of stuff, those mid-'80s, early '80s, mid-'80s matches, all it took was a body slam, and the crowd was going bananas, right?
Madison Square Garden. I mean, you look at that; it's just like that was the showcase of all of their matches, and it was where all the titles were won. You know,
but I'm just saying, like back then, all you had to do was body slam somebody, and the crowd was going nuts. Nowadays, you got to literally like do 7 flips off the top.
Acrobats, yeah.
You got to get crazy, and
it's choreography, exactly. Curl bar.
I love there was a wrestler, Mr. Anderson. I don't know what his name was in the WWF or WWE, I guess. But
Arn Anderson.
No. When he went to TNA wrestling, he was Mr. Anderson, and his shirt was "Wrestling is real, people are fake." And I was like, I want that shirt.
It's true. Cool shirt. Good statement.
Yep.
Johnny loves this stuff.
What's TNA wrestling?
Total nonstop action.
When I used to work at the club I used to work at, we had wrestling every year. We had the B shows of WWE, and we had was it ECW? The guys that would come in with the barbed wire and stuff like that. We had all that. Yeah,
dude,
they came through.
I saw ECW in Poughkeepsie, New York, probably around 2000, 2001. Year 2000. And
I think I got pictures of them.
Dude, some fan hopped the guardrail and slid under the bottom rope into the ring. And this is when the Dudley Boys were in ECW. They kicked the snot out of this dude.
Just a fan who's jumping in,
stomping on him in the ring.
Oh my god!
He got in. They had to like literally pull the wrestlers off of this guy.
Wow!
And I'm like, what is wrong with him? Why would he do that? You know.
Actually, well, we did boxing too. We had ESPN. In fact, we had the fight of the 2000s.
Johnny's face. Johnny's like, come on, I just got back. I thought you guys were done talking about this stuff.
We had the fight of the 2000s. Mickey Ward. You guys have all heard of Mickey Ward.
Yep.
And he's a local guy, but it was considered the fight of the decade. This isn't that fight, but this is a.
It was Mickey
fight.
Ward and
It was ESPN2 Friday Night Fights, and it was like it went the whole distance, 15 rounds or 10 rounds, whatever it was.
Well, 10 or 12, right? If it was
it was you can find it online. Hampton Beach, Mickey Ward, and it was the greatest. I'm not, I'm certainly not a sports fan, but I mean, everyone in 2000. It was a small room, 2,500 people maybe, and it was considered, WBA voted that the fight of the year for 2001, I want to say. And I think eventually it became the fight of the decade, of the 2000s.
Yeah, well, they fought 3 times. And
yeah, he fought there several times.
And they ended up being like best friends after the third fight. Like they respected each other so much that they became.
Well, yeah, when you go through that with someone, it's crazy. I mean, I'll watch that to this day. That's something I'll watch every couple of months. I think it was Emmanuel something.
Stewart was the trainer.
Emmanuel 5.
Anyway, that's the end of the boxing wrestling hour. So, Johnny, let's get back on track.
I
know that bores you. I know that bores you to death.
No, it doesn't bore me. I mean, the only time I ever saw wrestling was being at, a friend's house,
Remember the Starcade and the ladder matches?
Mm-hmm.
NWA? That's the last thing I'll say about it, because somebody just posted that, the ladder matches. Those were the...
Yeah, Gotti Ward. Yep. Gotti Ward. Those are the 3 fights.
What's a ladder match?
Ladder match is when you're using ladders. You put the championship belt high up in the center of the ring.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
You got to climb the ladder to go get it. But the best ladder match was the Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, right? That was literally like one of the first ladder matches.
There were some mistakes in some of those, like especially the steel cage matches, where they would go through like the top of you throw them off the ladder into the top of the steel cage, through the cage into the ring. A couple of people got really hurt from that, like the Mick Foleys and those guys. I missed that comment. Wrestling is cool. What was it? Wrestling is cool. 2.5 naked men and rolling around in their underwear. And that's the thing. I mean, when you get down to it, that's really what it is. And it is a little, it is a little homoerotic, but
It's not.
it was fun. It's not.
No,
I don't know. It's not erotic, but it's like one of those things, Anyway, that's the last I'm going to say about that. The end.
I'll be right back. You guys talk about wrestling now. Be right back.
What does that say?
What does it say? Did you see it?
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, you know what it says. That's my reminder.
Oh. Do you want a meme? Did you see last night? I did the meme thing holding. We can do that again. If anybody wants to meme any of us, go ahead and you put whatever you want on that piece of paper there.
Yeah, let's see.
And send them in. You can text them in to the phone number down in the description. You can tag me on Instagram, or Twitter, any of that stuff. There you go.
Had some some good ones last night.
Pretty good ones last night. Do you want to do one?
Put it this side.
All right. You got to flip it over, though.
Oh, yeah, I got to see that. Let's see.
All right. There's his.
Look like an idiot.
There you go. Yeah, Renus. Yeah, put that on his piece. Oh man. Here we go. There you are.
Back.
Ah!
Don't forget me, guys.
Johnny, you were saying you finished, or you're going to be finishing your history of
no. Well, yes.
No, I'm not, the history of rock, or the history of music. Music appreciation. What's the class that you were taking that you're?
Well, I wasn't.
No, you're well.
Yeah. Yeah, what I was
I'm
doing.
not saying it.
What I was doing. Yeah, I'm done.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the you were taking some classes and you learned some of the history of.
Wow.
We were talking about it last week. Some of the history of rock and all that.
I have no memory of last week. I have no memory, but yeah.
I'm bringing it up because I was watching another sort of history of. Where I was saying it, sound breaking, the history of producing and that kind of stuff.
The history. What?
Recording techniques and stuff. That's what I was just watching. Something about called sound breaking. It was.
Was it a CD-ROM that came with that Behringer?
No, it's a PBS documentary series.
PBS. We got, is it Sean Zimmerman asking about, he's asked the scale length on the Universe 7 strings, and they're standard 25.5. And he says the ones he played had a 26 and something. 20, would it be 26.5? I think, because I know Ibanez this year they have a RG 7 string, and it's a RG something XL, and it's got either a 26.5 or maybe even a 20. I don't think it's 27, but a longer scale length. But I mean, I don't know if I've ever played one like that. So he says the Schecter 7 strings like 26 something seems weird. And he says he'd like to try a Universe. Well, if you do want to try a Universe, the production model they make now, it's a premium, and they're made in Indonesia, and they don't compare to the old Japanese models. They really don't. They're good, but if that's like your first time playing a Universe, you might be like, that type of thing. So if you have a chance to play an older one, do that.
Yeah. It's always the older ones, Hey, Clayton, what are you doing awake? Clayton James Hicks, 1998 Hicks. Today is Straturday. You got it, man. There it is.
So it's Sunday where John and I are. So what would that be?
We were trying to figure that out earlier.
Sunderday.
What's the Straturday?
Or what does that mean?
Sunderstruck. No. Sunday.
But Sunderwear rhymes with. The caffeine is wearing off now.
Sean Zimmerman, there is do I have a picture of it? Hold on. There's an RG, a yellow, that Desert Sun color that Ibanez has. They make a RG 7 string. Do I have a picture of it? I do. Okay. I'm actually interested in possibly getting this. It's a RG 752M Prestige 7 string Desert Sun yellow. And I know what this picture, it kind of looks like it's black hardware, but on Ibanez's website, it has Cosmo black. So I don't know why. And those aren't stripes on the guitar or cracks on the guitar. It's my phone. But that one's Japanese made. So check that one out if you're interested in an Ibanez 7 string that's made.
That's cool.
And then also, if you have the Bucks, they make a J Custom.
A J Hannon custom?
J Hannon Custom. RG8527Z. And I mean, this thing, hold on, let me flip it because angle. Peep this, man. This is it's beautiful. It's got the Tree of Life. And I know the finish you can't really tell, but look at that.
Oh yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous guitar.
Don't show that to Nesdal.
I know. I actually sent him this picture today.
It'll be his new favorite guitar.
It's a 7-string, and he calls me later. After I sent this to him, he's like, "You need to get a 6-string RG," and I'm like, "Dude, I play the 7 strings, and they just feel right to me. You know, I've been playing them for so long, where I pick up a 6-string, and even though I was playing, you know, a lot of the Wolfgangs for a while, like when I pick up the 7-string, it just feels that feels normal to me. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure, like you guys, 6-string feels normal. If you played a 7, you'd be like, wow, this feels weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 7-string would feel like an extra string, whereas to me, a 6-string feels like I'm missing a string. If that makes any sense.
So when you play your 7-string, it's like, is your first finger like longer than all the rest of your fingers, or something?
Oh.
Well, is it like grown? Because you know what I mean. Like a 7-string, it feels like this finger should be a little longer. You know.
Oh. No, it's just what I'm saying is, I mean, I think 98 is when I got my first 7-string guitar. You know, so literally until I was playing the Wolfgangs for a while. I mean, I was literally just playing 7-string. So it got to the point where it felt normal. You know what I mean? Like the neck width, you know, some people are like, dude, I can't play a 7. The neck is too wide. It feels normal to me. It's like when I pick up a 6-string, the neck feels tiny. It's like, damn, my hands are big then.
It's like a toy.
Yeah, it's like a kid's guitar almost to a certain extent. You know? But the only problem is if you're trying to play like that old school 80s thrash, you know, chugging a lot on the low E, you have to like really tighten it up because, you know, the low B is there. So
gotta mute.
Boners for Ibanez. I'm proving that one.
Thrash metal is talking about the bass 6, which is almost. I mean, it's kind of like I always thought it was like just a 1 octave lower 6-string, which I think, you know, you can play chords on it, and it's Fenders. It's almost not a real bass, but it is, you know, but it is a bass. The first 6-string bass, one of the first 6-string basses. I think thrash metal, you have one, don't you? You I think you were saying that you had a bass 6. Do you play it as a guitarist or as because I know a lot of guitarists will play the bass 6 if you're not necessarily a bass player.
God,
but then you can play it as a bass player too.
Oh. Like right there, so you pick it up and it feels like it's normal. Like this feels normal to me, you know. Am I plugged in? Oh, I can't play any riffs though. I'm gonna get you flagged. It's a Purdy guitar. Look, wait, hold on. Can you see? Where is it? Damn it! Everything's backwards on this.
Did you change the sticker, or is that a different? It's a different guitar with the rainbow, right?
That's a different one.
Yeah, that one is back. Right back there.
I love that. You know, I know you've shown it a few times, but with the binding and the mirror pick guard, really looks beautiful.
They really, you know,
is that the unofficial one? Unofficial universe?
No,
that's the branded universe.
Yeah, this is the one. Yep. This was the first universe that I had. Man, let me show you something. You know, there's always that like first nick. You know, sometimes a little tiny like something like whatever. But
character.
Man, my bass player one show, I wanted to.
Oh, is that the one where he dropped it or it fell?
No, that wasn't mine. This one.
Oh yeah, that's a big gash.
Yeah, and it not just the gash, but it's a dent and it chipped the paint from it. You know, he was doing one of these numbers, like throwing his bass going crazy. And he's a small dude. And he had a Warwick bass, and the thing just looked like it was like, you know, out to here on him. You know, he's fretting on the first, you know, down here. It's like, dude, and he was just swinging the thing around, going crazy. And I guess I got a little too close and blasted me. And I was like, "You son of a bitch!"
Did you get that new?
Yeah. Yep.
So that's all you. That's all you. All the
except for
that.
I don't mind. You know, this stuff is fine. But that one I was ticked off about, because when you hit it on something, it's like, oh, I did it. But when you get nailed by somebody, you know. But all in all, I mean, I've kept this thing in pretty good condition, you know. Like the neck feels phenomenal on this thing.
Is that white binding on the fretboard?
Yeah. Well, the pearl, what is it called? Pearl.
Okay.
Pearl. It's kind of hard to. It won't focus on it.
You can see it. Yeah, you can see it.
Well, it goes around. It's kind of faded, or not faded, but it turns like that color now.
Oh, there it is. I see it.
All right,
if you hold it at an angle, you can see it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it on the neck up here. Oh yeah, look at that. So it's definitely a good look.
There's no skunk stripe on that. It's just got a fretboard.
Yep. And this is before they started doing the remember Rob Balducci's talking about when he got one of his customs, the volute, right? He's like, I want you to make a volute so big I can shove it up my ass.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that thing was huge.
Yeah, it really was, man. But I don't like that. You know, I've played one before, and it just feels. I mean, obviously, I guess you get used to it, but you know,
a Vala huge.
Renus SJ, do you think the Ibanez RG guitars sound thin?
No, I don't see why they would. Is it?
It's all up to whatever kind of pickup you're using.
Am I missing something? Am I getting
that one?
Oh, yeah, he probably was a little.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't see why they would sound thin, dude. I mean, no. Oh, let me rephrase that question. 7 over 8. The pickups from the factory. Well, the cool thing about the Universe guitars is, like, these are, Vi pretty much helped design the Blaze pickups. So I think they sound good. I never changed these ones out, but I did change those ones in that guitar, because I figure I have 2 Universe guitars. I want them to sound a little different, So, like I've said before, these are stock Blaze pickups. And in that one is the Air Norton in the neck, which I think is like the best neck pickup, in my opinion. And then an Evolution, which is also Steve Vai pickup. So, but these, I think they sound great. I mean, if I were to purchase one of those 7-string RGs I was showing you guys, I would change those pickups out before I even touched it.
Before you even got it.
Before I even got it, like, take those out. They're PAF 7s, and I'm not for what I play, I'd put something else in there,
Something heavier.
Yeah, a little bit. Yep.
That's one of the great things about guitars, is that you can always swap out a bridge or a pickup or tuners or something that's to your own custom preference. You can get a cheaper guitar and swap out the electronics as you please. You don't have to. It's a good way to not break the bank when you're getting a new instrument. You can spec it up as long as over the course of a year if you want, or more.
Yeah, because I think, in Johnny, we've talked about this with Dave a million times. As far as bang for the buck, like the Wolfgang Standard, if you put a real Floyd in there, a German Floyd, I mean, holy crap, that thing is upgraded,
because they're all using the same kind of wood. I mean, they're all aren't most all the Wolfgangs the same kind of wood, or
Well,
it's different factories or different?
They're all basswood. I mean, they're all very similar.
Mhm.
But yeah, if you upgrade the tremolo, I mean that's really it.
Yeah.
I mean the pickups
and the
are
pickups.
all the pickups are all great.
Pickups are already good, yeah, as is.
All the Wolfgang pickups are great. Upgrade the tremolo on the standard, and it's a great guitar. But they're all great as they really are. I mean, I'm perfect.
Hey, Simon Williams.
Simon, what's up, man?
Hey, Simon. Yeah, and I saw some Renus, dude. You're welcome to do that anytime, anywhere. Any other show that you're watching, type in hashtag Johnny Bean Raid, or say Johnny Bean sent me, like anywhere, wherever you are, no matter, day or night. Always welcome to do that. Always appreciated.
Mike Nee says, I always think DiMarzio's sound a bit thinner than Duncan's. I'm not as familiar with as many Seymour Duncan pickups as I am with DiMarzio's. Which ones do you like? I guess that's what I'm trying to ask.
Where is it? Mike?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Duncan's are a little fatter sounding.
Fatter. Okay.
I think they always have been. Yeah.
All right, so
there you go, Renus.
But she'll love it. So if I was going to put Duncan's in one of my guitars, and if I'm talking, I don't want something that's like super crushing, like super high output.
Mm-hmm.
But what would you guys suggest? I like that velvety neck pickup. That's round.
I'm not for a really hot pickup. I'd rather have something bluesy or something. Just I like I was saying last week. I just like a dirty or crunchy, kind of sound. I don't really go for the heavy distortion myself.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
With a little chorus or a little phase on it. That always sounds good.
Oh wait, Johnny, check it. What were we talking about? The old
Huh?
I need to get one of those.
into the volume up here.
Do you have it on the neck pickup?
Oh yeah.
Jay, do you know how those work? Is there like a motor in them that's like revolving anything?
You're asking
a motor?
Well,
No.
it's doing something that's getting the magnetic vibration.
No. Listen.
Well, something's obviously mechanically vibrating in there. I'm guessing. Let's not go too far with that. But
calm down. Calm down. No, it's just a battery with like a magnet in it, and it's
vibrating string.
It's basically it's just a vibe. Yeah, it's just pulling the electromagnet thrash metal.
But something mechanically is moving in there, isn't it?
No, it's just a magnet. It's just.
I'm going to take it apart.
I don't know. It's a magnet with a battery hooked to it. I don't know.
Which way are you supposed to hold it? I kind of do it this way.
Where's mine?
You know?
I've always done it. Well, I've always done it like this. I've always held it like that.
Are there rails on the bottom, like kind of like a metal contact?
Oh,
yeah. Okay, so I would assume that's probably.
Let's show John Bill our bottoms.
What are we talking about again? I can't even think of
I
can't even think of the name of it. What is it?
Johnny has the.
It's an Evo.
Evo. That's right, an Evo. I couldn't think of the name of it.
Yeah, I got the red light.
Johnny's got the red. Jay's got the blue.
I got this thing when I lived in Miami 20 years ago. This thing's 20 years old. Still works.
Jesus. Let's see how long it can go for. Still going?
I gotta get one of those.
Oh, it'll keep going.
They're cool, man. They really are cool. I just think, for the most part, I'll use it, in the background, especially like of a clean guitar part, like, like
you get a drone, or you get a drone kind of sound. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's just I have I made a preset in the stock reverb plugin for Pro Tools that I just use on all. Like if I record an EBO, that's the plugin, or that's the setting that I use on every single time, and it sounds so awesome to me.
Yeah, I've used those many times. Well, like I said, the one that I've had for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
No, 21 years. I've had it for a long time, and I've used it many different ways over the years on recordings and live. And
well, what's the Sean Zimmerman says I'd like to have a guitar with a sustainer. What does the sustainer do? Because it's essentially doing the same thing. You're sustaining the note.
It's the same thing, but it's made in the pickup.
Yeah. So it's built into the pickup or the
neck pickup.
Mm-hmm.
The neck pickup. It's built into there. It's called the Sustainiac.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I did a video. I saw this guitar at Guitar Center. It was a Schecter Sustainer guitar, and I was playing that, and it's cool.
Thrash metal. I advise you probably don't do that if you're in the chat. If you're reading that, I don't think that's a great idea. Using a car battery to connect to your guitar.
Oh man. Mike Nee says I had a Kramer Focus 100 with the best sounding pickup I've ever had. No idea what it was.
That would have been a 1000, and the stock pickups in those, I think maybe they were made by Seymour Duncan, but they don't say anything on them. I have one because my first real guitar was a Kramer Focus 1000. I still have it. It's actually it's right in there, although it's in pieces now because the Floyd that was on there is now on there. 1000, but I still have the pickup. It's over there, and they're good. They're good. It might be. It's definitely it's an import pickup, but it might be some sort of Seymour Duncan something or other. Yeah.
And nobody, I haven't looked it up, and I probably should, but does anybody know if they make a 7-string sustainer pickup? Because there's two companies that make the sustainer, right? The Fernandez sustainer and then the Sustainiac, right? Just to have a guitar with a pickup like that in there.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. Who's near a computer? Oh, he just left.
Ask John Biel. John Biel.
Oh, he just left. He went to use the bathroom.
Well, I left his monitor or his camera on, his microphone. Yes. Oh wait, wrong button.
Wait, that's the sound of the bathroom door.
Yeah, the toilet seat lifted up. That's a good one for that, man. Listen to that again.
What about the? Wait a minute. Do the door. Do the sound of the door, and then the cut, and then the guy screaming.
Oh, okay, hold on. I gotta set this up, man. Where is it? Is that it? Okay. Oh, never mind, the girls. I hit the wrong one. Is there a guy screaming on this one?
Oh, it's the other. It's the Halloween one. I was thinking of the Halloween guy.
Oh. There it is. Oh, he's back. Hey. He's got a pop.
Oh.
He's got a bud.
Oh, there we go. Now we're getting down to business.
Yeah, getting down to brass tacks.
Brass tacks.
Sounds like Dave's house with the AC on.
What'd you say?
It sounded like Dave's house for a minute with the AC pumping.
That sounds like peeing.
You got to sample yourself with that one.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Mike Nee says Staniac Pro Kit price is $230 plus shipping for the 6-string version, and $250 for the new 7-string version. Wow. And then he says Staniac Infinite sustain system has become an integral part of my many Schecter 6 and 7-string mods. Dude, if I get another 7-string, which eventually I will, I'm gonna have to. Maybe I'll get a Staniac put in.
Yeah, I want one. I want one now. I mean, the one that I was playing, it was a 24 fret neck, and I'm not into those, but it was really cool having that pickup in there.
How much does anybody have any clue of like the?
Do you have to activate that the sustaining on the pickup, or is it just kind of like you crank it up and it's got that?
No, you got to flip
in.
a switch. You flip a switch.
But does anybody have an idea of like what in the ballpark of what it would cost to get one of those things installed? Because I ain't doing it. Burn the damn house down doing something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Somebody knows.
Man. You'll hear Jeannie down there. And then me going.
Podcast.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the podcast is happening.
That's right.
Yeah, the McRocklin episode is now up. So if you go to iTunes or Stitcher or Spotify, any of those, you can listen to the McRocklin episode, the latest one.
You know what I'll do tomorrow? I will send him the. It's on the Spotify.
Is it on
the Spotify?
It should be. I mean, I put it up and I opened up, I think, Stitcher. I just Googled Johnny Bean podcast, and whichever one came up, I looked at.
I'm going on Spotify right now. It's on there, and I'll send it to him, and I'll tell him to share it. Johnny Bean podcast. I should follow you. I follow you now. There it is. 2.5 hours, dude. Damn. There it is.
Well, I told you I haven't eaten anything today.
It starts with me and Thomas talking about that. Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, that's funny, man. Because Sean Zimmerman said there's 2 switches, and I guess it would be like the EBO where it's got. Here's the switch, and then below it you could see the thin line and then the thicker line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it'll be the same thing.
Oh, you got
two settings on it.
No, you have a different one than mine. Mine is 1.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wait, doesn't it? Mine is just on and off.
really?
What does yours do? Mine's just on and off.
Oh, maybe that's why mine has the blue light.
Yours is in the middle?
Yeah, mine's in the middle is off, and then left or right.
Oh, no. Yeah, mine's never. Mine's. Look.
I'll show you the difference. So here's the thin line. Great song by Queensryche, by the way. And then so it's
just sounds like a different tone. Does it do
the fat line, the fat switch is the real note, because that's the note right there.
And then it's a harmonic. You get a harmonic.
And then this, that's the right note, and the other one is the octave up.
That's cool, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
awesome.
I didn't know there was that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Johnny.
So the EBO is a brand name of Heat Sound Productions of Los Angeles, United States. Introduced in 1976, patented in 78. The EBO is an electronic device for playing the electric guitar. EBO uses a pickup inductive string driver feedback circuit, including a sensor coil driver, blah, 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 blah. For your electronics people. So that's cool. I know it's been around for a long time, but yeah. It features an internal string vibration triggered automatic power switch, a chromium plated ABS plastic shell, a red LED power indicator, or in Jay's case, a blue one, a police style form fitted black leather holster, and embossed.
Holster. Oh, you mean a pouch? It's a damn pouch. Holster.
Well, they call it a holster. It's, you know.
Let me try something real fast.
Starting with the current generation of EBO, the 4th edition onward, the user gains an additional mode known as the harmonic mode, which produces a higher harmonic sound instead of a fundamental note. So that's what yours has. The 4th generation onward has that.
How many generations do they have? Or is it just
question.
basically the same thing, and now that they're making the Sustainiacs, they're putting them out of business?
Doesn't say the different models that they have. It just, I guess you could check the website.
Oh, I got to turn it on. I'm like, why isn't it working? It's not on. Boner.
That sounds awesome, man. That's really cool.
Let me give you the Johnson cam. Let me show what I'm doing here. There it is. Yeah, man.
You can go out and have a bite. Well, that thing is,
Till the batteries
sustaining forever.
Till the batteries go out. All right.
That's cool. Yeah. How much do they go for? I mean, like $100. They're like $100, aren't they?
What? I can't remember now. I don't think they were that much, were they?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was so long ago.
Yeah, for me it was 21 years ago.
So let's see shopping. Yeah, about $100 looks like. TC Electronics has one for $70. Different. It's called the Eon Handheld Infinite Sustainer. Got some good reviews. So yeah, there's all different some knockoffs and stuff like that.
Man, I bet if Ebo could go back in time, they would have made the first, like, an Ebo pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, John Biel.
I'm sure the technology's been around for a long time.
When did they start?
Pretty simple.
When did the Ebo?
What did it say? 76?
When did it first come out?
I think the 78 was when it was patented, right? Or 77?
What did I say? 78, patented in 78, first introduced in 76. So, what albums is it on? Where can you hear the Ebo aside from Johnny Beane?
Well, you can't play it on here.
REM, Paul Stanley on his debut solo album in 78. Vinnie Moore.
I was
Edge.
I was like, who's Paul Stanley? I couldn't think of who that was.
Stanley Corgan. Peter Buck. All of those guys.
Good night, Jeff.
Good night, Jeff.
Winnie Vincent.
Winnie Vincent.
Isn't it Jenny Vincent now?
Don't make me laugh, man. There's a song that I mixed for this band called the band's name is Gods Below Us. If you say that fast, say it fast. Go ahead. The band's name is Gods Below Us.
Gods Below Us.
Say it again.
Gods Below Us.
Almost, yeah.
What am I supposed to be saying? Gods Below Us. Gods Below Us.
Yeah.
Cos Below Us.
No, not Cosby. Anyway, the song is called More in the Sky, and there's Ebo a couple times in that song. In the middle section, I have it in the background. Actually, I'm trying to think if the guitar player actually owned an Ebo, or I told him to go buy one because I was like, dude, an Ebo in the background of this part would be like so cool. Thank you, Renus Pinkle. Somebody gets it. And it came out really, really cool.
I really didn't get it, but now I get it.
Yeah. So everybody, I'll put it. You know what? I have the link. Shoot. Where the heck? How would I go? How would I find this real fast? All right. I have the
Night, Jeff T.
The album came out in 2016. Here's the iTunes link to it. Let me see if I'll listen to the sample and I'll see if the Ebo is on. Hold on a second. I'm gonna mute this.
Zeppelin did some Ebo stuff, but they actually used a bow or violin bow. I mean, they used the like a hurdy-gurdy, like one of those crank stringed instruments. Like at the beginning, the drone at the beginning of is it Kashmir, or in the evening they have that drone at the beginning. It's kind of the same.
Jack in the Box on
maybe.
The Ebo on that song More in the Sky that I was telling you about, on the sample, the 30-second clip on iTunes, it's literally like the first 2 seconds, and then it goes into the main part of the song. It's in the beginning, the middle, and the end of the song. And I just think,
it's the bee's knees.
It really is, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. If you're recording a song and you're thinking like, man, this slow part or this ambient part sounds it needs something in the background, Ebo.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's one of those things. It's like sometimes you'll use something, and it's like, I don't want to say obnoxious, but it's like the focus is on that, even though you don't want it to be. Whereas I feel like the Ebo, if you have the right effects to it,
mm-hmm. It's like some of those lap steel players that would have, like in the country songs, you'd have that. It's sustaining the note that sustains because you're.
Well, not just one note though. You can move it up and down.
Yeah.
Obviously the same string.
There's obviously different ways to get that effect. The EBow is, a great way to do it. But the
way I did it.
The theremin. Someone says a theremin. Yeah, it's kind of the same kind of idea. Just that sustaining note.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the EBow, it's cool. It's cool, but sometimes it's like.
I mean, you can play with it for hours. You can just sit there and just go, play almost like a synthesizer,
Well, yeah, actually, if you watch one of I think the original, I don't know if it's original, but a demo video, I mean, most of us, we just play the one string with them,
Mm-hmm.
but there's people who can play the entire guitar with them. You sweep across and you can actually, it sounds like you're bowing the actual instrument, which that's probably how the thing is meant to be used. But you kind of have to learn how to do that.
Yeah, because it does have the grooves for the strings.
You can use it without even amplifying it, right? You can. It's still kind of, you can get the effect just on a string without.
Yeah.
Even on an acoustic, I assume you could probably do it.
Mm-hmm.
I just fired up.
My next purchase is going to have to be an EBow.
I just fired up Pro Tools. I'm going to pull the song up that. Crap, was it song 6? Which song did I put the EBow to? Hold on. I'll just play the EBow part just to give you an idea of the effect that I have going through this.
This was you or a band you recorded? This is you?
This was in the background of one of our songs. I put it on there. I'm just trying to figure out which one it was. But, oh, come on with this crap. Skip. Let's see. Was it this song? Drone guitar. That's not. Is that it? It can't be it, right? I'll solo the track so you don't get in trouble. That ain't it. You guys can still.
Hey, John, how are you?
Yeah, Mike Neese is talking about the theremin. It's kind of that same. I'd love to play around with the theremin. Just you're basically playing the air. You're not really even. It's just like the electronic current that's going through. You guys are familiar with the theremin, right? It's kind of just a radio frequency interrupt that you're doing there.
No.
Yeah. The Beach Boys. That was.
There you go. No, I think that was a Moog.
No, there's a theremin.
Was it? All right.
Yeah.
The Good Vibrations.
Yeah, that was a theremin, right? Jean Biel, was it?
I think it was. I thought it was one of those Moog strips that you could have been a theremin.
Moog strips.
I just watched. I was talking about this earlier. The Sound Breaking, the PBS show. They were. One of the episodes goes through all that kind of electronic experimentation, and there we go. Brian Wilson was on there.
It's right there. Mike says that. Yeah, theremin on Good Vibrations. Yeah,
Good Vibrations. The Beach Boys, Incense, Erykah Badu. Yeah, so it's a bunch of different tunes. Yeah. Good Vibrations. I chauffeured Mike Love from the Beach Boys, and we were playing I Spy with him and his family from Manchester, New Hampshire to Hampton, New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
That's my Beach Boys story. They came to the club every year that I worked at. Pretty much put on the same show for about 60 minutes every year. It's such like a revival show, where they're just playing the hits and there's one person left from the band, at least when I was working there.
And it was him?
It was Mike Love was like the only surviving real Beach Boy.
Surviving? Wow.
Or participating, I should say.
You mean that wanted to be there?
Yes.
You guys hear that?
Yeah.
That's obviously just the wah pedal. Hold on. Was it the other? Man, This is so annoying right now that I can't find. Of course, I want to show you guys something. I can't find it. Maybe the last song I could think of would be this one. Oh, it just popped up. I saw D.I. Ebo. There we go. So here's. You hear that?
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's just in the background. And then as the part builds up and goes back into the main part of the song, I started sliding the Ebo forward and backward. Hear that?
Sounds like a Leslie effect almost.
So here's without the reverb on that last part. Then you put the reverb back on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ethereal.
We hear some awesome sounding drums.
Mm-hmm.
All live, man.
Nice.
Yep. Oh yeah.
He's got those rolls down, man. Yeah. That snare sounds awesome.
Well, the funny thing was one of our my drummer's favorite snare drum sound.
Spin Doctors?
And yes, exactly.
Yeah, I can hear it. As soon as you started playing it, I heard that.
So
Is it a piccolo snare?
no, it's a what is it? A 14x6. It's not a piccolo, but he has that thing cranked. But the beginning of the song, I was like, maybe we should, instead of just going right into the song, like come up with a cool drum fill. And he's like, dude, the beginning of was it Two Princes?
Two Princes, yeah.
He's like, let me do that fill. I'm like, all right, we'll check it out. It's the wrong song. It is the wrong song. Let me pull up the song.
You just played it, didn't you?
No, well, that was a whole different part with the rolls and stuff. But the song with the fill in the beginning, it's did that come across okay? The drum sound?
Yeah, it sounded good.
All right, so here's that intro part. Let me isolate the drums here. Or solo the drums.
That's awesome.
The very beginning is kind of a straight rip from the right there. That's the beginning fill. Obviously a little quicker because the tempo is 133, but
oh, those kick drums sound the tone, that compression on them sounds great.
yeah, the kick rate
Is
pretty bumping, but I'll back it off.
Did you record that, or was that?
Yeah, I recorded this. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Where do you record? Do you guys use like a local studio and then you mix at your house, or
yeah, I mixed.
Record.
We recorded it at the drums. We recorded at Spin Recording Studio in New York City back in 2010. Hold on, wait. Check this part out. It's pretty neat. So that during that part, we have this. You're not going to get flagged, right, for just playing the drum tracks, Johnny, right?
That same snare was used in another song that you can't use on the air. It's like Vinnie Paul shit right there.
Uh-huh.
I love that. Yeah. The double kick with like the really tight kick drums.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway.
Good
I
stuff.
wish I could get my hands on like, like classic albums, like the isolated.
What's your kind of process for mixing or mastering even a drum track? You know, you mic every drum, two overheads with a hi-hat cymbal, with a hi-hat mic, and
I'm going to read you.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so we got kick. Then there's 3 snare mics, a snare, a 57, a short 57, a 98, which is like the capsule microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did was, well, me and the engineer that helped me, kind of, you know, the one that was from the studio. In order to cancel out like any phase issues, if you're using 2 mics on one source, we taped them together. So, you know, they were the capsules are the same distance from the snare head. So it was a 57, a 98, and then obviously a 57 on the bottom of the snare. And then we got Tom 1.
So wait, go channel by channel. You must, I mean, the traditional way is kick is the first channel on just about any console.
Yep.
Kick, snare, hat, rack, overhead.
I'm trying to, I don't know the exact order because I don't have the sheet in front of me anymore, but
I'm just saying, I mean, from working in live sound, that was like the go. You always had the, you know, start off with the drum kits.
Well, here's the thing, like studio recording. I mean, I think it's a little different because
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
I mic'd every cymbal as well as, you know, it's overheads.
Overheads. Yeah.
So I have, you know, obviously kick, 3 snare drums or 3 snare mics, Tom 1, Tom 2, Tom 3, Tom 4, hi-hat left. He has a stack on the right, which is like a China and a hi-hat together. You know, like they call them Spocks or something. An ozone on the left, which is like the a cymbal with the holes in it.
Oh yeah.
A China on the right. Another set of remote hi-hats on the right, or in the center, I think, but he might have had them on the right. I think I have them panned to the, I forget what I did. And then obviously a ride cymbal, splash left, splash center, overhead left, overhead right, room left, room right. So there's one.
That's awesome.
Count these over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
And how many of those tracks go onto tape or go on? Those are all
microphones.
So those are all in their individual tracks onto the master.
Yep.
Tape.
And what you know what you do is you'll go in and, you know, like for instance the individual cymbal mics, like the China mic, the hi-hat mic, stuff like that. You'll go in like when they're not being hit, you'll kind of clean them out, whether you're using a gate.
Put a gate on them, yeah.
Or just manually going in and like taking out and, you know, doing fades and stuff when you're hitting them. Because having 20 drum microphones on at once,
it's gonna get noisy, yeah.
Oh God, yeah. But the overheads and the rooms, those stay on, you know, 100% of the time. And then obviously, you know, for certain parts, you might bring up, you know, those
toms or something, yeah, that you're only using a specific point.
Yep. But I love this stuff, man.
Oh man, I miss those days. You know, the full. You know, you tape up the board, especially when it was on the fly. Like, you know, you have an opening band and you've got 3 opening bands, and they all have to use the same monitor console or the same front of house console. And so, you know, you're just laying down, you're probably using the same mics, but you're you know, doing a different setup for each one or each band. You know, those were the days when it was just on the fly and you had, you know, 5 bands in one night and you got a 4-hour show, and it's just, you know. So especially my first year, we had it was all the hair bands. We had, you know, it would be a regular show if we had Warrant, Slaughter, not Motley Crue, but Quiet Riot. Those were like, that was one show on, you know, my first year working there, and it was. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, you know, I mean, just nowadays it's like, you know, that's classic hairband metal.
Yeah. Well, check out just the room mics by themselves on that tom part. Pretty neat.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yep.
Is that the same drummer you guys toured with?
Mm-hmm. One of them. He had wrist problems. It's it's called de Corvain syndrome, and I was never aware of what it was before he had it. So actually, what it is like the tendon, I guess here. I'm not a doctor. Dr. Jimmy could probably describe what the issue is.
Music therapy might be able to help.
And music therapy, yes. So what happened was it his right hand or left hand? I think was it his snare drum hand? Might have been his left. So what it was is like when he'd play, it would feel like electricity was going through his arm. And the tendon, I guess the area that it slides through here, the sheath or whatever, it something happened in his, and I guess it's hereditary because his dad has it, Jeannie has it,
Wow.
and obviously if you're a drummer, that's
your brother. Is it your brother-in-law who?
Yes, my brother.
Yeah.
So anyway, like towards the end of like when he was touring with us, I would look back, and I don't have any drumsticks up here, but he would literally be holding. Do I have anything that I can? Well, whatever. He'd be holding. What happened to John BL? Look at his face is actually pretty funny right now too. But he'd be holding instead of like he's celebrating with Van Halen behind him. Look at him.
Did he freeze? Yeah.
He's reached his download limit for the month. The internet shut down for him.
Oh wait, he's coming back. Oh, there's another one. There's 2 John BLs.
Oh wow.
I can't see anything. Oh, there we go.
Look.
Is there? Can you guys see 2 of me? I can see a blank.
Can you do
blank
the
space.
same thing? Can you do the
What's
same?
going on?
Well, your one hand is.
Oh.
I don't know what happened there.
Welcome to Donnie.
Wait, Johnny.
Donnie.
Is there still 2 of me, or is there or just one?
That's so weird.
Pee my pants.
Oh my god!
Oh, that was too funny.
I don't know what happened there. My internet went crap.
Oh man.
We were like the Hulk.
Yeah.
We were like Bruce Banner and the Hulk right there.
Anyway, I looked back and we were playing the show in Jersey, and I looked back and I was like, "The hell's going on back there?" And instead of holding his drumstick, like I can't hold this like a normal drumstick. Anyway,
Is that a bottle opener?
Yeah. Instead of instead of like holding it like a normal drumstick, he had the drumstick between his 2 fingers, and he was looking up at me like, and after the show, he was like, "Dude, man," he's like, "I can't even hit the snare drum." So what ended up happening is he didn't have surgery on it, but he had a cortisone shot, which he said hurt so bad. But he ended up, instead of playing
Like Stuart Copeland,
like traditional or match grip or whatever the hell it was, because he used to play like like this, like marching snare. You know what I mean? He ended
I
up.
don't know which hand do you use? Do you both like that?
No, it would just be the snare hand. So the left hand. Anyway, he had to kind of change and go, inward like this to kind of relieve the stress of this motion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's more of this. But he said it wasn't fun, which I can imagine. Imagine being up there for 40 minutes or 45 minutes. Every time you hit that snare drum with any kind of velocity, it hurts.
Man, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Wait, hey John.
Hey, how you doing? What is that, Johnny or Jay? I can't tell.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like on
That must be Johnny.
Yep, that's Johnny.
And
That's
there's
Jay.
Jay.
On Hangouts, obviously it came across normal, but we saw ourselves
Reverse, which helped because you could kind of it's all backwards now. It seems.
Yeah, when I want to point
strange.
to that Ibanez right there, I feel like it's it. this feels because it's on that. Never mind.
Oh, I see what you mean. Anything that's on that side, you want to go like this.
Yeah.
And it's over there.
Right.
I see.
Takes a little getting used to.
Well, now you just do both. You see that guitar there?
Well, Johnny, tonight you've got the editing down pretty good. You've kind of kept it just the three of us, and then not too often going to the single, which is fine by me.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. It's been.
It works that way, you know.
Yeah, I guess. Plus, I mean, it's late too, you know.
Yeah, we're getting.
And,
well, what's the chat saying? Let's check back in one more time with the chat and
the Three Stooges is what they're saying.
Stooges
Sounds good to me. Three Stooges.
I know. I'll tell you. After last week's Straturday night, I put on Frankenstein 1931, and I watched that 1931. One of the first sound films. I like doing like a late night, you know, Straturday after the show, and just kind of wind down and watch a movie.
Uh-huh. You know what we should do sometime is after one of these or another time, you know, we could watch something in the Discord together.
That'd be really
Like
cool.
what
I'd
you were
love to
saying.
do that. Yeah. Something you
You know?
haven't, a movie you haven't seen, or even something, you know, that we can all enjoy, Live Without a Net or something like that. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we can get some people over there to watch it with us.
Wait, so how would we set that up? Would they be able to watch us watch it?
It would all be internal, is what it would be. It would all be within like a private call.
Can you feed the video into, like, if you wanted to do any video from your computer into the Discord? Or you all have to be queuing it up and watching it at the same time, something like that?
I'd have to think.
Well, we'll have to try that.
I can't think. I know. It's late here where I am. It's only midnight 16.
Do some experiments with it.
Because I was at the beach today, and you guys know when you're at the beach, it wipes you out. You're just exhausted. You know, I don't know why that is. Why is that?
From doing nothing. Yeah, I know.
The beach just makes you tired. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all looking at all the butt cheeks. Takes it out of you.
I was too far away. I was way up on the cliff. You know. But yeah, definitely. We should do some sort of Discord. What was that? Something.
That's
You can't give it away anymore. If somebody farts on here, it doesn't automatically change the camera to them. You don't even know who farts.
No, Renus, it wasn't. That one was not. No. Although there is one in Santa Cruz. There's this one section you walk on this trail, and you can look down, and many times you see two dudes laying there. Yeah.
There's a nude beach going on the way up in New Hampshire. Like you start driving up north, and there's there's a racetrack, like it's called Lee Speedway, and then right after Lee Speedway, there's the nudist park, and it's just like a lake that, you know, I've never been there, but
sure.
Yeah.
So Johnny, it's not a nude beach; it's a dude beach. Just two dudes, right?
Just two dudes, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, okay. So yeah, I can't talk anymore. I'm getting yelled at. But yeah, we should do some sort of Discord something, or we should, you know, I do have a Twitch. We should do some sort of Twitch.
What's a Twitch?
We should do some sort of video gaming something over on Twitch. We should figure out a game to play. And just all play a game together. You know?
Like what?
Hide the salami.
What do you do? Call of Duty or something?
Never mind.
Call of Duty is one of the few. I have Call of Duty 2 on my Mac. That's one of the few games that I actually have. I haven't played it in months, but I do have Call of Duty 2 if anyone wants to play.
That's Modern Warfare, right?
No, it's World War II.
Oh.
It's like 2005, I think, was the last edition of it. But using a Mac, you really can't get any games for a Mac. I mean, very few games that Mac has.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it'd have to be Windows. It'd have to be some sort of Windows something.
For me, it would have to be either Xbox or PlayStation. I don't have a gaming PC. I don't have a PC at all in this house. I refuse.
You still using the trash can Mac?
Yeah, I still have. Yep. How many gigs of RAM do I have in this bitch? I know I have it maxed.
16 on 64 gigs on yours. Wow. Yeah, I got the Mac Mini. The 2018 Mac Mini came out, and it's pretty much the same specs as a Mac Pro. Maybe like a 5-year-old Mac Pro or something like that. And that's what I always used to use as a Mac Pro. And the Mac Mini is great.
Well, the problem is they haven't updated the Mac Pro until I think this year, right? It's coming.
They'll be coming out with a new one.
But they're like, aren't they like $6,000 or something?
Crazy. This was $1,200, I think, for the 16 gig Mac Mini, which is, all solid state, no moving, no hard moving. What do they call it? Disk hard drive. It's flash.
Mm-hmm.
So good stuff. Good stuff. It's the way to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, we should figure something out. We'll talk about it in the Discord. And yeah, you guys, everybody, join the Discord. Everybody, we have like over 100 members, but there's like 5 people.
It's me, you, Steve Anderson.
That's the main way you and I communicate is through there.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Jay says it would, what do you say? You'd go on there and you'd waste too much time on there looking through all of the pages.
Yep. I waste enough time doing nothing. So no, because when I come up here, it's like, man, if I fire up the Discord, it's like I get nothing done. So
yeah. Well,
but if it was for a purpose.
Yeah, we should set something up and kind of, hype, get some people involved in it. And I'd love to watch a first run movie with Johnny, because Dave always gets on your case for, you haven't seen that. You haven't seen it. But, to get that first reaction.
Yeah. Yeah. We could do it in there.
Mm-hmm.
We could have your camera view and then watch on your screen.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, watch like over the shoulder of someone's
over the shoulder boulder holder.
The OTS shot. Yeah, over the shoulder boulder holder. Over the shoulder boulder.
What was the other one? Under the butt nut hut? Is that?
Oh god, that's like middle school humor right there.
If that.
I just watched I was watching South Park the other day, and it was Bebe's boobs. What is it? Destroy the universe or something like that.
I don't remember.
It was one of their earlier episodes. Bebe's, like all the boys, they start becoming like they're like grunting at each other, like they're all kind of like trying to get Bebe because she's starting to,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I would have stopped.
Thanks for I'm stopping now. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. It's we got 50 watching, 39 thumbs up. It's been a great Straturday night. Who wants to do the roll call and say goodnight?
Well, I can't talk.
Phil Mosley music, Danny Alexander, Brett McCord, Renus Pinkle, Mike Heath, Papa Blue. Nightbot is still here. Mike Neese.
The dog paw.
Thrash Metal. What's up, man? Simon Williams. Who am I missing? JR. Fruitcake Tony. Hey, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
This is shoot.
It reminds me, I got to give Johnny my address.
He just saw a Kiss. He said he just walked in the door from a Kiss concert.
Very cool.
How was it?
Who's playing guitar for them these days on this tour?
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm running out of gas there.
Yeah, it's all good.
And anybody else that we forgot?
Fear My 3-inch.
We appreciate everybody watching. And
absolutely. Tune in Tuesday night for Talking Guitars with an 80s metal. Thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. That's what Johnny's trying to say with that, because he can't really talk. Hit the thumbs up. Like I said, tune in on Tuesday with John Mancuda and the boys talking 80s rock.
Well, and the boy.
And the boy. Okay.
no, without the well. What do you mean the boy?
I don't know.
I figured. It's usually you, Johnny J, Dave, and John.
I'm taking a sabbatical for Tuesday.
Okay.
Night.
Okay. So
yeah, and it'll be me, and then Nesdal. So it'll be three of us.
With Mancuda. Good.
Yeah. You said the boy. I'm like, what the hell?
So
I'm missing it.
I don't know.
I'm tired.
But yeah,
I meant like instead of like it'll be three.
It'll be three of you, not four. Gotcha. Throw a toaster in the bathtub with her in it.
Oh no! Oh no!
What? That was in the chat.
That's negative, and now we're flagged. We're in trouble.
Really?
That's definitely negative.
Oh my god! We'll just cut out the last 3 seconds of the show and end it.